What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Goodest cast. And you know what it is. This is a very special episode. You guys have been asking for it since day one. Rich Whiteman. And guess what, dude? That's a good thing he doesn't go by Dick, because that'd be a really funny name. Anyway, we got Rich on, JZX100 pilot and Formula Drift Prospec, Car Shop Karoshi teammate, driving that PS13 Sylvia. And just all around East Coast shredder, dude. He's driving every event, grid life, whatever. E-Town gambler, taking home money. We go on some tangents, dude. This is like, if you like the episodes where we just completely go off the rails, this is one of them. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. I'm so happy we finally got to do this. It was worth the wait. Rich Whiteman, run it up, guys. Do you like having the strongest front end you possibly can? You know what I'm saying? Well, then you need yourself a limitless auto fab bash bar. And if you got a S13, 350Z, E36, or NA Miata, they got you covered. They also got catch cans. And you know what? If you want to protect your engine, if you have a lot of blow by, you know what I'm saying? I know I have a lot of blow by. You know, I like to have a hard front end every now and again, you know? Well, guess what? That's why I'm waiting until November 20th through the 28th to give myself a deal. 20% off on the site, baby, for all those things that I just listed. I don't know if they have more, but you're going to have to go and check because it might change because I'm recording this beforehand. So get yourself some limitless auto fab and get your dang old fabrication on, you know? Get that top tier, top quality stuff. So that when you stuff it in the wall, your car will be fine. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thanks, guys. Get yourself some limitless auto fab. 20% off. November 20th through the 28th. Limitless auto fab. New sponsor alert. Fuel Lab. Get yourself the hardest pumps in the game. You don't want soft pumps. You want the Fuel Lab brushless pumps, dude. 700 freaking wheel rated, baby. You want that surge tank they got, the quick service one that drops right in your fuel cell. I got it. Jason Bostrom has it. Shit is so easy to wire up, and it's money, dude. No slosh, no headaches. You want that E85 and you're freaking flowing like a million cc LPH. I don't know, whatever they use to measure it. Anyway, it's good stuff. They support the whole animal style team. They support a lot of rippers out there. They're cool people. They got good stuff. Check them out. Definitely get yourself some Fuel Lab. I don't have a discount code, but just go run it up and tell them I sent you. You know what I'm saying? Fuel Lab, baby. Get the hardest pumps you've ever had. What you want to do the hard pump? I don't know. Whatever you want. Some kind of pump innuendo. Anyway, thanks, guys. Final Bout, Prospec, LZ World Tour.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anything else? Like, I mean, dude, you're on a fucking sick one this year.
Yeah, I'm broke. It's expensive. It's expensive hobby. Very dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool you get to do like everything. Like you get to do like all of the cool stuff that all of us want to do. It's pretty sick.
I mean, it's not like I'm running on loans, so I'm not the smartest person. I took loans out for Prospec. Oh, I've been using them for just fun now, so it's not a smart move that I'm doing. But yeah, I figure I'll be dead soon, so spend it. That's someone else's problem. It's not my debt,
dude. That's pretty crazy. I was wondering. I was like, how do people do this shit? Because like I'm just trying to make like a couple cool events, and I'm like struggling. But I mean,
where you live is really expensive too. Like my house it's not a crazy house, but I got a couple acres and a garage and stuff, and it's like 300 grand. Like 300 grand gets you what?
Yeah.
Like 300 square foot apartment. Like you get nothing.
Yeah.
So that helps.
You can get an apartment and your like monthly costs, like the housing, the building costs are probably like $2,000 a month or $1,500 a month or something.
That sucks. Gotta move to Pennsylvania, man. Come on out. Get some Amish food.
I was saying like last time I was out there, I was like, for Special Stage East, like I was like, dude, you guys have so many tracks and there's
We
such a
do.
big scene out there. Like, I don't know, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think the West Coast needs something because like you
I
guys
don't
out
know,
there
man.
in the East, yeah, you're like holding it down. There's like sick party events, like a ton of different cop options. Like, there's not much going on over here, like
Yeah,
all
I
up
feel
and
like we're
down the West
spoiled.
Coast.
But you guys got good weather. We don't have good weather. Like, I mean, we have good weather sometimes. It's either like way too hot, way too cold. Right now, it's super wet. It's been raining for like 10 days straight. So
Damn.
we don't have that 70 degrees, like sunny. It's kind of rare, like hit or miss. It'll be like for 2 hours a day. And the rest of the day sucks.
Yeah, I guess that's how you can get a 3-car garage for 300 grand.
Exactly. Yeah. Are we rolling? Is this shit
Uh,
live?
I mean, yeah, it usually is.
Man, you're subtle.
I I sneak it in, you know?
All right. Did you
I'm
do your Accelera? You got your little ad in there and stuff? It's all
yeah,
throw that
yeah,
in the
well,
beginning. All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
good.
that's at the beginning.
Don't forget the
Yeah, don't
code
worry.
Palmer651. Get that 651% off.
Oh my god. Dude, please give me that. I'll kill it.
Good discount.
Uh, Goodest 651 for 20% off. Accelerator
There you go.
651s. Is
There it
that what
is.
you is that are you what do you want?
I've run them all. I've run Acceleras. You can't see there's a giant ass pile here. Uh, the Zec Novas last weekend. I use Acceleras
Mm,
sometimes. Got GT radials, Valinos. Um, didn't try the Vtors yet, but I want to try them. Kendas, they're all over there.
nice,
Whatever's
dude.
cheapest. Yeah, I hit up Tire
Yeah.
Stacks and I just ask him like, what's the odd size you have in stock that you don't want? And the one time he was like, we got 275 40s because nobody wants. They always want 265 or 285. He's like, nobody wants 275s. So I was like, I'll take them all. And they were like $40 less than 285s. So
Yeah.
shit, I'll
And if
take
you
them. I don't care.
yeah,
Yeah,
10 times 400 bucks saved. Not
still
bad.
costs a lot of
It's good.
money, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know. So the first time I saw you was at Final Bout. I don't know if it was Gallery, but you were driving
Hmm.
the JZX 100 and your like hood popped up and you did the
Oh
rest of the
yeah,
lap. And
yep.
I was like, that guy fucks.
Yeah, that was a weird event. So like that was my first JZX 100 and that's like my street
Mhm.
car and actually Dustin has that now, like the English brothers down in Texas. And he's ripping that thing. He's been driving for like
Oh, yeah,
that's the same
those
car.
those guys have been throwing down lately.
Yeah, he said he's done like 1,000 laps, zero maintenance. So like I probably sold it the worst time because all my shit breaks and that one just keeps running. But that was a good car. We got it done Thursday night. It was like Thursday, like 8 p.m. Hopped in the truck, drove 18 hours to uh, Final Bout, like US Air. Never drove the car, never drove US Air. It's like first laps ever were on that track. And I was like, I couldn't find where the handbrake was the first lap. I forgot, like, I didn't know what the car felt like. So it took me a second to get used to it, but that's a good car. I miss that thing. Bad
It
sale.
was sick. Yeah, I
It's
remember
a good
seeing it.
car.
I was like, damn, black black JZX 100 is like
Hmm.
you don't see
Yeah.
like a lot of them.
Yeah. This one's stupid. Like, this is like the bad JZX. You should never do a competition JZX, I don't think. I mean, they're good, but they're better as like full interior street car with a radio. Like that's how JZXs should be, in my
As a
opinion.
cruiser. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
kind
a
of fucked
cruiser
up on this one.
that you go down to the docks with, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Nice street car. Yeah, I messed this one up. I'm dumb.
What let's get into your like origin story a little bit because I don't know anything about like
Ooh.
where this all began.
Yeah. I'll go. I just listened to Kazuya's, and like Kazuya's pod kept me awake for the last trip back from Fun About. So like he went
That was
deep
so
though. He went.
good.
He was like, first, my
I
mother
was
had me, and I
5.
was
Yeah.
born. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
he's the best. So I won't start
I
there,
love
but
Kazuya.
I started like everybody else did. Like I always, everybody comes from like some kind of like extreme sport thing, right? So like I did motocross. Started when I was like 2, so like really young, like training wheel guys, like the little mini PW classes. Did that for a long time, and like I tried to get into pro motocross, but didn't quite make it. So then like probably around 16, I found like girls and cars, so kind of bailed on that stuff. And I was like, okay, dirt bikes are cool. I'm not going to make it. Let's get into cars. Um, but I bought a Saturn. Like my first car was a Saturn SC2, so wasn't even a cool car.
Oh,
Um,
I know what that
little
is.
like yeah, they're like fully plastic. Like they're not even a real
Yeah,
car. I got
yeah.
smoked by my friend's Explorer, like Explorer Sport, just smoked me on the track strip. It was stupid, but I thought it was cool. That was like Fast and Furious
They're out of
days.
they're out of this world, dude.
Yeah, man, they're dope. Saturn, whole
They're
different
from
planet.
another
Like
planet. Yeah.
I did some motocross with it. It wasn't bad because it weighs nothing. It weighed like 2,500
Yeah.
pounds, which is pretty good. But it was stupid. I shouldn't have bought that thing. And then yeah, got into like drag racing. Did that for a long time. Did like had like a 302 Cobra Mustang. So like I felt like the badass at high school because I'm like 18. I got a black Cobra, like Cobra chrome
Sick.
wheels with FTI cam and like all these things. Like it probably only ran like low 11s, but I felt like a badass. It's like
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
gung ho like drag racer. Like this is my thing. I'm gonna be a drag racer. And I gave that up after 6 months. So just keep jumping hobbies. Um, Drag's cool, but it's not for me. It's too expensive. So then I did like what I do
Yeah.
next. Did freestyle motocross for a long time. Did that for a couple of years, which is pretty cool. It's fun. A bunch of my friends did it like professionally. So like hanging out with like
Sick.
Travis Pastrana. We went down to his place a couple of times, like 2 or 3 trips down there.
Oh, no
Did
way.
some little tours. Yeah, his place was crazy back then too. Actually, it's probably a lot crazier now, but it was cool.
I mean, still, it's a cool experience. I'd love to go check that out.
Yeah, it was super cool because he was like, I mean, me and Travis are about the same age. I think he's a year older than me. So like I always looked up to him, but he's like the same dude. He's just super talented. So we go down there and then like all those guys got really into drugs. So I kind of lost all my friends from freestyle. So switched hobbies
Yeah.
again. Um, Started racing street bikes. Did that for a couple of years.
Damn.
Like knee dragging stuff, which is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even joined the Rough Riders. So
No, you did not.
yeah, if you ever notice, all my cars have a Rough Riders logo on them. Like, I don't know, there's one on the S13, there's one on the back of the JZX, there's one on every single car I've had. They're real subtle, but did a
That's
Rough
fucking
Rider stuff
cool.
for like a while. Yeah, Rome,
How did
Rome
that
Charpentier, he's like a big
Yeah.
time Rough Rider. He's like legit, like the real deal on the poster. He's a real Rough Rider.
Yeah, he was telling me he used to do stunt bike stuff, and I was like, "Makes sense."
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
also, like, used to be, like, a motivational speaker too, or he's still like, I don't know. He was, like, telling me
Okay.
his story. I'm gonna get him on eventually. He's got some wild stories,
Yeah, Rome's a
but,
man. It's like even like I was probably like 17 or 18. Actually, no, 16. I was doing these things at kind of same time. So I wanted to go down to the thing called Stunt Wars, and I'm like 16. I can't go anywhere. So I told my dad I was going to my friend's house for the weekend, and we got plane tickets
uh
down to Orlando. And then we ended up doing like a stunt show down there in Orlando. Like flew back, and I met Rome back in the day. Like he used to do stoppies with his wife on the front. So like she'd lean over and scrape her helmet on the ground while he's doing stoppies and stuff. It's like Rome was on my poster in my room growing up. I was like, no way, it's the same dude.
What?
So yeah,
That's
yeah. He used to have like a mohawk on his helmet.
that's
So yeah, I'll have to show
crazy.
you a picture because like I think I still have
Yeah.
it. It's probably still in my parents' bedroom.
Damn,
So
small
Rome's
world.
legit. Then yeah, I guess I got into cars. I mean, drifting. I was like 25 by the time I got into drifting. So I got into drifting really late. Most people like today, I was driving with kids, 2 kids this weekend who were 15, and like they're better than I am. So it's like, whoops, I suck at
Uh,
this now too.
hey, man, they grew up playing Assetto. If we would've had Assetto and played it every single day, like, it
Hmm.
would things would be different.
Yeah, that's real true. But I feel like it's kind of like for us, it's just all for fun. Like I know there's no career for me. I'm not gonna be Osbo or something like be like a top like make this an actual job. It's just a good time, just have fun. Um, but yeah, it's crazy to see what
Well,
these young
that's
kids
a
do.
good way to look at it, 'cause it's, like, it's so tempting to wanna make it your job because 'cause you're like, I wanna do this forever, and I only wanna do this," and then you, like, think about it,
Yeah,
you're like, I can't though."
it's tough.
There's, like
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how many people actually make money drifting. There's got to be like 10, maybe, like
Yeah, you gotta be
JR,
real
Forsberg, yeah,
yeah,
whatever
or
Daigo
really good at
does.
YouTube. Yeah.
That too,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if Daigo. I don't know if
I
Daigo.
don't
I
think
think
that's
Daigo
drift
might be.
money.
I think Daigo might be set up.
Yeah. He's got something
I don't
else
know.
coming in because he doesn't drift. He still has a bunch
Yeah.
of like extra Lamborghinis, so he's got something
Yeah.
figured
Whatever
out.
he's
But
doing, I want in. Or
same.
like if it's rich parents, like we can only do so much.
Yeah. I don't think it's rich parents.
So,
I think he's got a side business, but good for him.
sick.
But yeah, I got him
Good
drifting
for Daigo.
like 25, something like that. Actually, it was at Club Loose. It's like JR and those guys used to always go there, and like some of my friends were friends with them. So like by association, I went to go watch. First time I walk up, Club Loose, you got the little bank, the little wall. Walk up to the wall and like see a bunch of cars go by. It's pretty cool. It's like that's neat. Second set of cars come by, and the first dude in line just smashes into the wall, like just bends the car in half. There's like Volks just flying through the air. It was Brian Hopp, is who it was. Like I don't know if you know him, but
Oh man.
Hop's like one of my boys now. He's like one of my favorite people to drive with. I was like, oh
So,
shit, like this is pretty sick. Like you can wreck your car. Like I'm in.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna go home and build one now. So that was it. Kind of like hooked after that.
Man. So you just like how'd you find out about the event? Or did you just show up, or like there's a motocross track at
Hmm.
E Town, so like did you
Yep.
always like see it from a distance or something, or
Yeah, I rode the old motocross track there. There used to be one like there's one next to the track. There used to be one across like not across the street, but across the parking lot. I drove that one
yeah.
or rode that one because I'm old. So I rode that one. But then my cousin was really into drifting, so he's like not rich. Somehow he got a brand new Mustang. This is back in like 2012 or something. So he got a brand new Mustang and starts doing like drifting with it in parking lots. So he's all over like Vaughn getting junior. He's trying to be like junior, just like I'm a Mustang
Yeah.
drifter. He's getting fully into it. So I went to go watch him, and that's how I met it. And he sucks. He was really bad. He got really good. He quit now because he's smart, but he sucked back then. Yeah, Mustang guys.
Smart. you know?
Yeah, he like plants vegetables and shoots guns now. He's like, smart. He saves his money, but
Uh, what's that
oh man.
like?
I don't know. I'll be there soon. I keep thinking about it. I watch him. He's like, yeah, I slept in a little bit and I harvested some cherry tomatoes and then went to the shooting in my backyard. It's like, it sounds kind of nice. That's not a bad day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sounds like you kind of like jumped to the next wildest thing. I don't know. I don't know if you're I don't know if you're like a
Harvesting
retirement.
tomatoes.
Yeah. You'd
No,
have to
I don't
figure out
think
how
I'll
to
make
make
it.
it like dangerous or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do like eventually I'm just gonna live fully off the grid. Just be like one of them woods people that just like pops into town wearing the same like flannel shirt for 10 years straight. Just grabs like a
Oh,
couple
dude.
goods and it's ducks back in the woods and you just never see me again. That's after drifting. I'm going full hermit. That's the next move.
Are you
I think
dude?
so.
All
I
right.
think that's it. I think that's the move.
They're like,
Yeah,
there's this
live off the
fucking
grid.
guy. There's this guy
Uh-huh.
that's like way the fuck out there, and he's got a JZX. He's got a S. He's got a fucking Sylvia. Like,
Yep.
what do you think he does out there?
It's gonna put
I
35s on
mean,
the JZX. That'll be my tractor. Just just plowing fields with it. Jay
hell
Z's
yeah,
still
dude.
going.
You can make your own ethanol.
True. That's true. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm for
Yeah. I
it.
don't know though.
Fully off the grid.
I did not get into drifting on purpose. That's for sure. It was just kind of like the last hobby I ran into, but it's the only one I really stuck. I've been into a lot of hobbies and like I've been drifting for like 11 years, maybe even more, maybe 12 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty fun. I don't think I'll ever quit. Like I think I'll do this until you see like the Japanese dudes, like you're 50 years old, like,
yeah, with
Yurio,
their
Tsuchiya, they're
family.
still going. Like they're still doing
Yeah,
it. I think I'll keep
yeah,
doing it like that. So
yeah.
yeah.
At least like at least have I'm gonna have one car forever.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I have a couple cars, but I'm gonna at least have, like, one drift car for eternity, as long as they let me till they pry it from my cold, dead hands?
Can you imagine what these things are gonna be worth in like 20 years? Like think about
Oh, dude.
pre-COVID, I put money into like crypto and Bitcoin and shit, which is like dumb-ish. I made a little bit of money, but if I would have bought
Mhm.
7 S13s, that would have been the biggest
Yeah.
come up. Like, damn it,
Yeah, you coulda
why
bought
didn't I do
another
that?
house in PA.
Yeah. 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 So I think I'm just gonna hold on to these from now on. I keep thinking about selling a car, but it's like, why? It's just gonna keep going up.
Yeah, yeah. I need to, like I don't know, it sucks because it's like, you want to thrash them, but now that they're
Hmm.
like expensive, it's like, well, what? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
That's why I
We'll
like
we'll see
pre-wreck
what.
cars. Like this one's been wrecked. I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's already destroyed.
Yeah,
The value's already bottomed out. So it'll probably always stay
yeah,
where it is.
yeah. I have two E36s that are both not ever going to be worth anything. So I'm like drift cars,
You have
and
two?
then like
What's your second
obvious,
one?
I have a blue 328 that's
Hmm,
like more street spec. It's got like full interior and stuff.
nice.
Uh, I got the sunroof stuck open yesterday. That was pretty cool.
You need a spare?
Did a little.
I got one up in the attic.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah, M3 sunroof. I've been trying to give it away. Nobody wants it. I'm like, does anybody want
Yeah.
this thing? Take the skin off of
Yes.
it or something. Like I've had it for years.
Yeah. Send me that shit. I'll
All
pay
right,
you
I
for
UPS
shipping.
it to you. It's coming over.
Yeah. Hell yeah. This podcast is already working out great for me. Yeah, I did like I don't know, I had a little fun in it yesterday on the street, and I'm like starting to like I hated the car, now I'm like starting to enjoy it more, but this isn't about me, Rich. This is about
I'm
you.
sorry
All
about
right.
that. Yeah. I
It's
never hear
okay.
your
We're gonna
story, you know? We gotta do a reverse pod one day.
Yeah, I'm down. I gotta like I've definitely told some stories. The one that I did with Benson and Nadine, they like kind of grilled me a bunch, like
That's on my
about
list.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I want to
one's
hear where the pod balls came from. You know, the rise.
yeah. I'll do it someday. I'll tell my full story. Like I'll go into detail with the thing that I told. I told like kind of a wild story on the Benson and Nadine one. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
anyway,
I'll hold that one then.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So you got into drifting. When were you like, I'm gonna do Prospec, or did it just kind of like happen because you started doing well, or was it? It's like kind of natural
Yeah.
progression.
That was a weird one. So I guess like to go back to the beginning again with drifting. So when I started drifting, I actually started with the E36. I had an E36M. I did one
No
event.
way.
Yeah, I did like maybe 10 laps first year. Cool car too, like LTW wing, LTW lip,
Sick.
all white. Like it was a good car. Did one event,
Yeah.
and then for some reason, like the American bug, I was like, I need to build something cooler. So sold it immediately. The next year, I bought a Z from a dealership, like brand new. Well, not brand new, but like 3 years old Z. Did one event, sold that. Third year, built an E36 with a 5.0, like a Mustang 5.0, which is the worst
Oh,
motor.
I've seen
'Cause it,
people do that swap.
oh, it's so bad because it revs like
And it's like a
5,200. It's dumb.
yeah, and it's a boat anchor heavy ass motor in the
It's
front of the car.
heavy. It made like 280 horsepower. Stupidest thing ever. I did one event with that. So like I did 3 years and did three events. So my first 3 years are kind of a wash. And then I got an S13, did a 5.3 like truck motor, actually a van. So went to a U pull it, got a van motor for $100. It was like, you can pull it out. It's like here's an LS. You get the harness, the ECU or PCM, everything you want, injectors top to bottom, $100. Like take the whole deal. So I put that in the car. I drove for 2 years with that $100 engine, like zero issues. I don't think I changed the oil for 2 years. Like, that car is ripped. And then I started to figure out how to drift. I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Um, then I got Stonebacks S14. I don't know if you remember that car. So
Oh, no
Stoneback,
way.
yeah, his old pro car. It's actually one of his like retired pro shells. It
Yeah,
was
I
like the
remember the
maroon
car.
car. Yeah, it was maroon. Then it was white. He did like grid life and stuff when it was white. He was going to
Yeah.
scrap it. It was like the car's been wrecked 5 or 6 times, pretty bad. Like once the rear was pushed like up to the rear windshield, so it was hammered. And he's going to scrap it. And he's like, a couple $100. I'll take it off the trailer instead of scrapping it. I'll bring it to you. He's like, deal, bring it over. So he brought that thing over. Um, Built an LS for that, shoved it in there, drove it for 2 years. Like that was like things were clicking. I'm like, okay, I get how to like link a course now. Like I do like something. Um, then what I do? Z, S13, JZX, like all the basic stuff. Now we're back up to Final Bout days. But with like Prospec,
Didn't you buy that car in weren't you in Japan with that JZX and like brought it back or something?
no, I wish. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
like,
Someone told me
so
that.
we're up to like 2018 now. So 2019
Okay.
was my first trip to Japan, and like, never drove right hand drive, never actually drove a turbo car at the time. But I was buddies with like Grant Anderson. We weren't like real tight at the time. We're like internet friends. He's like, yeah, I'm going over. Come
Yeah.
on. So kind of
Sick.
piggyback that trip, and then like we're like best friends now. Like it helped like just going there and having an escort. He showed me how to do the whole
He's
process
he's
with like
good people.
power
I like that
vehicles.
dude.
He's a good dude. Yeah, he's a real good dude.
Yeah.
But he kind of like ruined my life because I'm hooked on Japan now. Like Japan's so much better than the U.S. Um, so we went over and like it's expensive, kind of. Like I probably spent like 15 to 17 grand the first trip, like buying a car. I brought my wife. We paid for a bunch of shit, like 2 weeks straight, which is a lot of money, right? The car's included, so it's not that bad. Got
Yeah.
a JZX 100. First lap out though is kind of funny too, because like I've never driven right hand drive, never drove turbo, never been to Ebisu. I didn't even watch the videos. Like I just showed up and winged it. Oh, can you hear that? It's a
Yeah.
fire. Sorry.
It's okay.
So like first lap out, like I pull onto, if you know North Course, you come out of the pits and you go like kind of like a left, and it goes
Yeah.
around to like a little S turn, like a chicane. So I hit the
Mm-hmm.
chicane and I spin because I don't know how to drive this car. And Grant's on my ass, and like immediately we just face to face, just smash both cars, like pop the intercoolers, pop the rad, like
No.
3 minutes into the trip, and he's like blaming me. I mean, it's my fault, but like, give me like a one lap break.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up. I fixed his car and stuff. I felt bad, so I bought him an intercooler for like $50, and we fixed him up. We were good, but like we drove that trip alone, kind of like changed my life. Being at Ebisu, probably drove like 500 plus laps in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, this is it. Like this is right hand drives for me. Like JZXs, Ebisu, the whole thing. I was dead set. That's why I got JZXs when I got home. So immediately when I came home, I bought that black car. So I had the black car like
Sick.
ready to go. Engine swapped it because it was blown up. It was just a shell, like a roller. Got that ready for Final Bout. But yeah, Japan's the coolest. So my plan was to keep going to Japan. We went again. Second trip was like $2,500, which is pretty sick. Like if you think of 2 weeks of driving in Japan, that's like tires, flights round trip, hotel, food, everything, top to bottom. $2,500 for 2 weeks is what it costs for my second trip.
Dude.
That's crazy. I mean,
That's crazy.
that's 12 days of nonstop driving, probably another 500 laps for 2,500 bucks. So
Yeah.
I was sold on Japan. So I came back home and I was like, I'm putting everything into it. So I sold like my other cars I had, sold a bunch of parts, had this big pile of money. I'm like, I'm going back to Japan. I'm buying another car. I'm gonna get S chassis and a JZX, and then COVID happened. So like that was
Ah.
2019. Yeah, we rolled into it. I
Yeah.
already paid for the trip, had the flights booked, um, but then COVID hit, so lost all of that. So it's kind of like a bad situation. Um, but it pushed me into Prospec because I probably had like 30 grand laying around. Already had a JZX shell at home. I had a pro am license because I did a couple like random events, got a license. Wasn't going to do anything with it. I go to the pro am events to kind of win cash. That's my only goal. Like I don't really care about the license,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not doing FD. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But yeah, then I did it, like, which is really stupid. Like, I was like, well, I have extra money. I have a car. It can't be that expensive. I bet 30 grand I can build a Prospect car. Then like $90,000 later, the car's done. It's like shit.
Oh,
Missed the mark. Yeah, it
dude.
snowballs though. Like you go to build something, you're like, well, the first engine was pretty much stock. Like it was had pistons and rods, stock crank, stock mains, basically stock head. Made like 550, 650. It was a pretty good car. Then I was like, I need a dog box. And then I need expensive clutch plus two clutches, a spare. Then I need a quick change. Everybody else has one, so quick change. It's just it adds up so fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's why I
Mm.
did Prospec. Well, it's not on purpose. I had a license. I had the money. I had half the
You're like, well,
money.
I'm not
Didn't
gonna.
realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, did you like? I don't know. Did people like approach you to see if you wanted to do it, or were you just kind of like, I'm just gonna see what happens, and then people kind of came on board afterwards?
It's kind of like both. So like a lot of my friends, so a couple of my friends run a shop around here called Freedom Motorsports, and like they had like he's been around pro teams before, working with like Forsberg and Matt Walden, like a old school drifter, DMCC guy, and they wanted to get like a team together. And I wasn't like fully into it, but they were saying like, based on what we see, like you've got potential to run FD. And talking to some of the judges, like Brian Eggert, like he supported me, got me in there. So I thought I had like more potential than I did. But then when you get to FD, it's not the same as regular drifting. Like it's nothing like a regular competition. Like the driving aspect is so low. It's probably like 20% of winning. Like a lot of it is just like being prepared. Mental state's big, which I suck at. Making sure your car works, like even consumables, knowing how to run a car for 2 laps without burning the tires up. I've lost 3 different battles because I go into the second run with
with
like
no
3/4 of
tire.
my tire gone. Like I'm not a I'm not a setup guy. I don't know how to set my car up like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, big learning curve. It's really expensive too. So I don't know. Kudos to the guys who can do FD well, but I did it and I kind of like flopped in my opinion. I got a couple top four, well, one top four, a couple top eights. I think I finished like eighth the first year and then 11th or 12th the second year, which is not great. Like you want trophies, right? Like you go there for trophies,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
it is hard to get a trophy. I'll tell you, it's tough. So my
I
wife
mean,
actually pushed me into it. She was like, "Oh, you should go do FD." And then the whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, "Well, we're 50 grand short of making it in the season." She's like, "Well, you shouldn't have done this." It's like, "Fuck you!" Like this was your idea. I didn't want to do this. Yeah.
now you're doing FD, Grid Life, uh, fucking Final Bout, and LZ
Hmm.
World Tour,
Yeah.
and
Now it's
you're
everything. Yeah. So this year I took FD. I took off of FD. Like I didn't do it this year.
yeah,
I did 2 years on, this year off. Because I wanted to see like this is a cool car. Like it does really good with media. That's one thing it does well.
yeah,
Competition
for
wise,
sure.
it stands out. It can't hang with like a Corvette though, like or a trailing arm car. Like those things are just out of the hole. Those things are fast. Like you have one. Like it's a cheater car.
Hmm.
These things are
Oh,
quick.
it's so cheater. Yeah.
It's not fair. And like this thing, no matter what I do, I can run 2 inches of toe in, like the softest tire possible. I'm not keeping up with a setup E36. It's not happening.
Wha So, like, part of the reason E36 rear grip is so easy to get is because they were really sick of losing to Mercedes in
Mm.
DTM racing with the
Hmm.
E30s, and so they're like,
Yep.
like, literally, the rear end I don't know how much of this is true, this is all, like, hearsay shit, but apparently, when they built the E36 rear suspension, they, like, went and stole a bunch of stuff from, like, F1 in, like, a previous era, and that's why the control arms are so long and the subframe is tiny. It's because they wanted to be able to, like, lower the car as much as possible for DTM racing and still have, like, no suspension or no, like, crazy toe curve and, like,
Hmm.
camber gain, and so that's why you can, like, lower the car and it's still a rocket ship, um, and
Makes
they
sense.
set it up like that for a reason, like, they built it to go beat Mercedes, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like a JZX where they built it to go drive to the
I don't know.
pick it's a fucking it's like a Japanese taxi, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what they built it for. Like I was thinking like maybe against the M5s or something, but it doesn't do anything well. I know they ran like some GTC stuff with this thing before,
They
but
did,
they
yeah.
were so crazy modified and still not
Yeah,
competitive. They're just
yeah.
not that good. Like they're
It's
they're really
but
cool,
they're
but
so
yeah.
cool, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the
I don't know,
best.
they
Even going into FD, I thought about that stuff.
yeah, so I drove one recently. I drove that Cresta, uh, the black one that was
Hmm.
used to be a,
Oh,
you know,
Nico's
like
car?
yeah, Nico's like he
Yeah.
bought that like old street drifter like
Hmm.
he bought the car that like couldn't be in Japan anymore because it was too hot and they changed colors like 6 times.
Nice.
I drove that thing and I was like, I get why people like these though because they're like floaty and they're like easy to drive and you can just like put the car wherever you want. Like they're fucking fun to drive. Like they're really fun to drive. Like if I was just gonna go bust out like a gang of laps, like that's why it's the perfect Manami or it's the perfect like Matsuri cars because
Hmm.
it's like it's comfortable to go do like a million laps in and you can get close and you can like I don't know,
Yep.
it just does what you want it to do. Um but
Yeah, they're tanks
I would
too. They're strong. Like
yeah, yeah,
they could
yeah.
take a ton of abuse and like you don't break anything important. You're not going to actually like S chassis. You might be pushing towers and rails, but I don't see rails get pushed on JZXs. You got to the car is written
You gotta
off. You got to hit something hard.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even stronger than I mean, yeah, even stronger than probably, like, E36s. I've pushed the towers in on
Yeah, maybe.
mine.
We don't have subframe issues. I mean, they kind of rip away
Yeah.
from the body in the back. They don't push through. They
Mm,
start pulling the seam sealer apart. But, front towers and stuff, we don't have issues like that. Like, you can jump these things, Manami, for years straight. I mean, I jumped my car
yeah.
probably 200 plus times at Ebisu, and I'm like the
So
fifth
sick.
owner. So like that thing's probably done a couple thousand jumps. It's fine. It's it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So they're
designed
they're
that's what they're
cool for
designed
that.
for. Yeah,
Jumping,
you asked what they're
jumping
designed
in
for, they're just
groceries. Yeah. The worst part is though, like how big they are. Like they're super strong on the inside, like the frame and everything else is set up. But like if you put groceries in the back, you have like a case of eggs. You take a corner too hard, it's going to dent the rear quarter panels. Like the rear quarters are just they are glass,
paper.
man. Those things are so bad. Yeah, it's like paper mache. Toyota's like, should we make this strong? I'm like, nah, just we're good. Just
Yeah.
sell it. We're
We
done.
need some crumple zones.
Yeah, the whole ass of the car is crumple. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing back there, luckily. Like it's safe to crunch it. It's got basically a fuel cell from factory, which is pretty cool. But other than that,
Interesting.
yeah, that big. It's
How's
like a 14-gallon tank. It's like a big oval that sits above the
mm,
subframe behind the rear firewall. So it's like it is a fuel cell, factory fuel cell. If you hit that fuel cell,
oh,
you've
that's
already
cool.
pushed through the rear tower.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
good engineering.
I should.
Uh,
So going to Prospec, like I was going to buy Stoneback's other S14, like his old actual pro car. It's got the RHS, which you can't see. The RHS engine sitting right next to me, but it's got this, crazy tall deck 440 cubic inch RHS, like his actual pro car, and he was selling that for pretty cheap. But I was thinking to myself, like, um, if I do FD, there's two ways to do it. Like, one, you want to win competitions to get trophies. Two, you want to get media. And I was trying to think what's more valuable because when you talk to sponsors, I've talked to like hundreds of sponsors. That's a whole thing, like learning that whole game, which I suck at. But they
same.
never ever ask about trophies. They're never like, "What's your point standing?" They're always like, "How many followers do you have? How many subs do you have? Like, what's your engagement rate?" That's all they care about. So
Yeah.
that's why I actually had both cars lined up, and that's why at the last minute I was like, "I'll do JZX. Like, it's probably less competitive, harder to get parts, but it might get better media, and I think that's more important." So I don't know if it's the right move, but yeah, FD is a
Yeah. I
weird little
mean,
creature.
yeah. I mean, going back in time, would you have done it again?
I don't know. See, I'm actually on the fence. I want to buy an S14 now, a Zenki S14, and put the LS in it just because I like LSs. I got nothing against them. They're cool. Like LSs are awesome. They're kind of boring. They're a little bit lazy. Like you don't have to do much clutch work and stuff. But
That's how I felt. I don't know.
I
Some
do
people
like
do
winning.
drive them sick though.
Yeah, you
It
can.
would be
Like even Naoki said he loves like LS V8 number one, right? Like he loves LSs, but they
yeah,
have to be cool LSs. Can't be like some
yeah.
fucking tractor motor.
Lazy. Yeah, yeah. It can't be lazy like a lazy 5.3 that you pulled out of
Yeah,
a van.
yeah. Well, I've been there, but yeah, you can't do that. Yep,
Yeah, that was me talking shit.
I know. I knew what I did. I was broke. I was like, I had an apartment and like a Tacoma that I towed around with. Sometimes I street drive the car. I was like, you know what, 5 $300. I can swing that.
No, dude, I
We can
mean, if
make
you
this
got, like, a
happen.
bunch of laps out of it, like, I don't
Yep.
know, I don't really hate on shit. We all have our preferences, like, I don't know. I don't think I would ever build a car with an LS in it unless I was gonna go do what you're doing.
They're pretty cool though. Have you driven a lot of LS cars? Because they are easy. They're like fun, easy. It's like a Z. It's like an adult Z. Like does everything you
I've
want
driven
really easy.
I drove I drove a drag my coworker at Best Buy when I was a car audio installer,
Yo, Best Buy.
yeah,
It's me.
yeah. No way, you worked at Best Buy too?
I worked at Best Buy. Yep, brother.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking oh
You
god.
a B.
Uh, I would love to erase a lot of that from my memory. Huh.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
fucking working Black Fridays.
With the
getting up
Xbox
at
One came out, that was rough.
dude.
The line was
We're
like
gonna
2 days early. That was
dude, Black
bad.
Friday was
Were
Black
you working there during that season? 'Cause that was rough, man.
uh no, I was a little later. I was working I did it when they started opening the night before,
Mhm.
where you gotta like roll in at like
Uh-huh.
7 p.m. and you're
Yep.
just like, great, I gotta work all night. There's nothing weirder than like being on the sales floor of a Best Buy at like 4 in the morning with like just like zombie people walking around and you're off like they
Uh-huh.
just stock everyone with Red Bulls, so you're like fucking cracked out and
It's
you're just like,
true.
what do I do? Like like you I had like a very like existential moment where I was like, this is fucking weird. Like this is a
Mhm.
weird part of humanity right now.
Yeah,
Uh
it's not good for anyone's soul to be there. It's a weird place.
no.
You ever see, like, the South Park about that too? That's what I always
No.
picture. It's pretty good. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's pretty funny. There's, like, they are actually zombies. Like, they come through the glass, there's like, "Oh, deal, discounts." They come through, like, tear people apart, and they're like, "Discounts." That's kinda true.
It feels like that. I don't know. You're like why go home? Like what are you
Yeah.
doing?
It's 5% off, dude. Like, batteries they're
It was
usually
also
$4 or $3.80 now. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah, like 4 a.m. And like the funniest part is like all those deals, it would just be that deal like in a month. Like
Yeah, they're not even
because you
really
work at the
deals.
store, you see the prices, yeah. There's just
Yep.
people like
It's like we make the discount bigger. It's like just yeah, whatever. A little
it's
side
fucking
tangent.
odd
Bro,
times. Yeah.
how did we get
Yeah,
here?
so I did first time I drove a LS was my coworker. He has a lowrider shop now, but his name's Mondo. And he showed up. He was at Sonoma Drift and they have drag racing, or it was originally drag racing, and then they started doing drifting. And he was like, I'm gonna let you take out the goat. And it was like a 600 wheel, like built motor. And I'm like,
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I think it was like drag radials or something. Like it was on some sticky tires. So I like went out and did a lap and I like linked it and he was like, that was
Mhm.
sick. Do it again. And the tires were super hot and like just could not get the car to drift after that. But the shit was fat. Like LS cars with a lot of grip are pretty cool. It's just
Mhm.
like m- most LS cars feel like they don't have any grip because they have so much torque, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
True.
Like
I
all
get
like
that.
a lot of the LS cars I've driven feel like they don't have any like there's no like you throttle control is not as important with an LS. Like gear selection is not as important with an LS. Like you just put it in the higher gear and just
Mhm.
roast the tires off the car. And I feel like that teaches kind of like lazy driving. But if you drive more than just LS cars, like you understand like the benefits, I guess.
Mhm. It's definitely kind of whack, but like I don't know. I have like this itch for an LS car because I always get beat by LS cars. It's like it's not fair because I know I watch
In
IndyCar.
FD, it's
It's
judged
like
like
I know
I have a
it's not
I have a
fair.
theory
They're
that
doing less.
I have a theory that I came up with the other day when I was like I can't remember I was like listening to something and they were talking about FD. Um but the people who like pick what tracks, like I think like early on when they started like banking all the tracks and like when they started FD and they're like let's go here. Oh yeah, it was Benson talking about like entering at Road Atlanta coming down the hill and like you go in and it's like you're going in third gear and then it's like a 90-degree turn.
Mhm.
And it's like if you I don't know, I feel like they just picked like whatever they could get when it was starting out. And like a lot of those courses are really they like lean towards like LS cars and like big torquey cars that like can like slow in and then just like, dig out because a lot of the courses are just what they could find and like left foot braking is definitely a thing that you need on banks. Like
Mhm. Yep.
like you kind of have to do it. Like it's just like I think all the like tracks create what cars and everything are like the right like build for to be competitive in FD.
I mean, it is America, right? Like most of our tracks are like if you look at So FD is like it's a money machine, is what it is. Like I don't think they care too much about. I don't want to talk ill about FD because I enjoy FD. Like I have a lot of fun there too, but I see a lot of faults because I look at things like Drift Masters and I talked to those dudes a ton this weekend because at the LZ thing, like I happened to get there and
Yeah.
hang out with those guys. Just showed up at the right time. Um, but the way they run their events is so different than Japan, everywhere else. So like FD here, I think is definitely focused or more biased towards those LS cars. Like you said though, because the tracks. Like most of them are circles. We have two different layouts. You want to do an oval or like a peanut, like a figure eight. Like that's kind of what we do. We do like six
Yeah.
different versions of that. And
Yeah.
like Utah might be different and Atlanta's a little bit different. It's like a stretched out like donut. Like we had a straightaway into a donut, but
Yeah.
they're not that different. They're like it's a very V8 country, but
Yeah. And
that's where
I
we
think
live.
I think that's because they took what they can get and they like got like the cheap, like,
Hmm.
they're like, who will allow us to do this? Well, it's the cheap tracks, and like also, like I guess Long Beach is the same thing. It's like
Long Beach is cool
drag
though.
race in and then
Yeah.
like sharp right hander. I mean, I want to drive Long Beach really bad.
At
That
least it
shit's
has
so fucking
walls
cool.
and crowd. Like that's cool. I'll let that one slide.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
walls anywhere and a bunch of people, then like, all right, that's pretty cool. Like I'm into it. Like
Yeah.
even English Town, like I don't like the track. And, like Chris Knapp's my boy. He kind of
Which
designed the
one?
track, the FD
The
track, like the stadium
it
course.
it's a fucking
I don't like
yeah.
it, but
I don't either.
Chris is my boy, and I get what he's trying to do. He's like, we're building this for
It's exciting.
spectators, not for drivers. He's like,
Yeah.
we can surround this track with people. We can get good views from every single seat, and like we will fill the stadium. It'll keep English Town
Yeah, it's a
alive.
monster
Like
truck show.
I get it, yeah, because like drag racing wasn't really paying the bills, and this is a way to keep the track alive. Which for me just feeds the road course, which is my baby. Like the road course is what I
The
love. So like
yeah.
FD track has
I
to be there.
I have mentioned on this podcast like 10 times that you let me drive your Z on the road course, and
Really
I was like
nice.
painfully hungover, but also like very, very appreciative because I
Anytime.
wanted I that course is so good.
It is.
It's so
Yeah.
good. That's probably, if not, I think the best drifting track in the US.
Yeah. It's a little rough on tires, but there's so many layouts we don't do. Like
Yeah.
that the one thing is,
There's
I mean, you guys
so
got to
many
come out,
options.
but there's a really
Yeah.
cool layout. If you do
I'm working on my
hot lap reverse,
OnlyFans.
do it. Get that
Once I
money.
get that popping off, yeah.
Yeah, save it up. I'll sub. I'll give you $5. Just get that thing going. And then you get an East Coast car, keep it in a container there, and then you have to pay for an ambulance because you want to do a private day at high speed, you
You
pay
can
for an
do that?
ambulance. If you want
They
to do a
have
private
car
day,
storage at E-Town?
yeah, they have containers there, a bunch of Connex, like sea
How
containers, sea
much does it
boxes.
cost?
I think it's like just kind of like for the homies. Like I'm sure you fall in line. Like I'm sure you're good. You probably pass
Oh,
the credit. So
man.
yeah, just talk. There's a bunch of them. There's like 15 Connexes there, just full of cars. So most
I
people
might
like Forsberg, he shows up, he just pops in, KA car, rolls it out of the Connex, does some laps, rolls it back in. It just lives there. There's a bunch like that. Wagner and all those guys, they keep their cars there. Yep.
alright,
So
need to talk to some people.
you got to make it
I
happen.
wanna
We can keep it here, keep it in my house. That's fine. I'll make it work.
I'm getting a lot of really nice offers I need from people. I need to, like, actually figure out how to do them. Because
Yeah. I
damn
mean,
it, I wanna
I
drive
want
out
to
there with you guys.
see, I want a West Coast car. I want something by like Apple Valley. I've never been there, but for me to transport my car back and forth is going to be like 5 grand and just diesel and costs. So I might as well just buy
Alright,
a Z.
we
It's
we
cheaper to buy
we
one.
might be we might be able to talk we might be able to work something out in the future here.
Just
I got an idea.
all right. We'll do East Coast and West Coast Z's or E36s, just one in each region,
Yeah.
and they're just little like
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
slut cars. Just everybody just jumps in and wears them out.
I'm good. I love it.
Perfect. I'll make
Uh,
it happen. But there's some
what's,
cool ones. The one I want to do is reverse track on the road course. So if you imagine entering from the pits, like past turn one backwards, run the straightaway as fast as you can backwards into back course, then back course at 100 miles an hour. That's one we have to do, but we never really had a chance. So if you
oh,
guys come out
dude, that'd
here,
be so sick.
yeah, 100 miles an hour. It's a really good backy spot. There's there's definitely trees and like hills and stuff, but just stay on course. So we'll pay for the ambulance. It'll be a
Yeah.
animal style field trip.
Oh man, we gotta figure it out.
Just write that down in your little notepad.
Yeah. Stuff I gotta do. I promised a trip to like Spain when I was at Final Bout. I
Spain
promised
be cool.
like I promised I'd go to like a lot of places. I need to like figure out how I'm actually gonna do all this.
Doesn't the
Over the
channel pay for
next
this yet? You're like top 5% in pods, aren't you? You're way up there in pods.
Yeah, I'm just not good at marketing myself. I gotta figure that out. I'm like, I don't
Mm.
know. I'm working on it. I'm sure it was hard for you too. Like I don't like asking people for money or
Mhm.
stuff or whatever.
Yep.
Like even just like selling t-shirts is like kind of hard for me. But now I really enjoy it. Like and like also I feel like somebody gets something out of that. Like me going and like pitching like an ad or whatever, selling ads. It's I don't know. I don't think I like value myself enough to like make it a full-time thing yet.
Yeah, stuff's
But
hard. Like even when I did sell some merch for like FD the first 2 years, um, I felt obligated because like everybody else was. I was like, I'll sell some merch. But then I ended up giving away so much merch, or I'd
they
buy too
lost
much
money.
and couldn't sell it. I lost money both years in a row. I lost like 3 grand the first year and 1,500 the second year. I'm like, all right, I'm done with merch. Like it's not for me. Unless you're like big YouTube juggernaut or something who can like sell out in 24 hours. I don't think it's gonna work for me. So no more
Yeah,
merch. But
it's kind of like it's a different skill.
yeah, it's hard.
I feel like I don't know. I say like if because like clothes are hard. Like not like knowing like what people are gonna buy and what aren't gonna buy is difficult.
Yeah.
I had a t-shirt brand when I was younger, so like I kind of like understand like the like I like tried to like put them in stores because like the internet wasn't really like this wasn't really like how you did it back then. Like
Hmm.
and so like I had to learn how to like take what I was thinking and figure out if people actually want to buy it before I make it kind of thing. So like that's what I do with a lot of my stuff.
I
It
think a brand would be cool. I just feel bad. I have trouble selling something with my name on the back. Like I don't like promoting myself. Like I don't even
yeah.
go to podiums.
I
If
re-
I win an event, I try to dodge the podium. Like I'm actually kind of notorious for it. Like Simba calls me out now for Final Bout because I've dodged the podium 4 times in a row. I don't like being on in front of people. I don't like being on camera. I don't like doing the pods. I don't like doing any of this stuff. Like just like hide by myself. Like I said, back in the
is
woods.
that why it's
Like that's where
been
I
two
hide.
fucking years
That's
that
why it's been
we've
two.
been trying to make this happen?
That's why it's been 2 years. Yeah, I'm
You
just
God,
want to drive my car, put my shit back in the trailer, and go home. Like that's me. So
I've seen
yeah,
that.
that's what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you and Julian are very similar like in that regard. Like he's not like a I don't know, like him doing the podcast, like he has to like work himself up for it every time.
he's good at it
Like the
though. I listen
last
to his pods.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you're good at it too. You like it's not like cuz it's not that you're bad at it. Like I think that you just maybe have a lot of feelings about being in the public eye.
yeah. Because we're
I don't know.
I'm shitty at drive. I'm not anybody. Like I'm bad at driving. I'm not like never won FD, never got a trophy. Like nobody.
So,
But it's like,
yeah,
that's why I
but
can't
you're
sell merch with
cool.
my name on it. It's like it's stupid. I'm
Uh,
not gonna sell my
it's
shirt to
not a
somebody. So yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I got some
yeah.
ideas for you. I'll help you.
Okay. All right. I'll get an OnlyFans too. We'll tag team it.
There we go. Now we're talking, dude.
We'll have to think of some kind of cool name, Rod Bros or something, Tall Boys. So-
uh, I think we're onto something.
All right, I took it. I'll
Um,
put it in my notepad real quick.
yeah. I how to make money ideas.
Yeah,
I have like a whole
OnlyFans with Palmer. Got it.
I think we kill
Actually,
it.
I do have an idea. I have one idea. So
Yeah.
my wife and like, do you know Victoria Gockler? She's like a
Mm-mm.
really good media person. Well, they've been like planning this whole is like feet finder or no, it's the other one, friends with feet, something like that. Whatever. They're planning on doing like a feet thing. And they got this whole plan, but I'm going to like commandeer it. So they're going to do theirs. It's like two
Yeah.
girls with their feet, but I'm going to take like this, like I don't know, this cute girl's face, like an avatar, and then just post
Yeah.
my weird ass size 13 feet all over the page. But people like that weird stuff. So like I'll pretend I'm like I'm Kiku, like the 18-year-old girl with size 13 foot. So I think it might sell.
Hey,
People are into weird stuff.
hey,
If it
dude.
pays for tires, I'll
I'm
take it.
Yeah, that's just another avenue.
Yeah.
This is a great example of anybody who, like, doesn't understand how hard we try to make this shit happen. This is the kinda stuff that we think about doing, and we're like,
Yeah.
Would that be weird?" Like, if my job finds out, like, are you gonna fire me?" I had to fill out, like a a thing about, uh like, the company that I work for got acquired by another company, and I had to fill out, like, a thing, like, explaining, like, if I had any other, like, external
Oh,
things that I
really?
do, and my boss is like,
Really?
"You need to fill this out because you have, like, your podcast, and that could be, like, a thing." So, like, I had to fill
What?
out, like, what's it about, and, like, if I've ever said anything, like, controversial, and, like, I don't know.
It's kinda crazy. You work in, like, something, like, strict? Like,
Kinda,
okay,
kinda,
okay.
yeah.
You're an
So,
engineer, aren't you? Something you're a smart guy, aren't you?
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
fairly.
Yep. Yeah.
One of them
Well,
I didn't go to one of them fancy book learning schools, but I, uh, I figured it out.
you're a street engineer. That works.
Yeah, 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 and
Whatever
facts.
pays the bills, man. I get it.
More than you know.
I work at a desk job
Uh,
too, so I got to sit there at my. I work from home most of the time, which is nice, but gotta get paid. Tires are expensive, so yeah.
yeah. Have you has there ever been a point where you're like, "I wanna make this my full-time thing, I don't wanna do my job anymore," or have you had the hard realization that you have to do both and just suffer through the crazy having no free time?
Yeah, it's both. Like 100%. I wish this was my job. Like I wish I was more into like social media, or I would have started a YouTube a long time ago. Cause you look at like Adam and like TJ and those guys, and like they're living pretty good. And like I know they put in the time because like you've made YouTube
It's
videos. It
so
takes a
much work.
lot of work, and it
It's
ruins
so
like
much work.
if I want to work on my car, I put music on. I sit out here and I work on the car. I can't have music
Yeah.
on because it's copywritten. I have to document everything. So like even doing a clutch job, I can do it 3 hours. But then on
You're
YouTube,
filming it, you're talking about
12
it, it's
hours. It's
8.
so
Yeah,
stupid. So like it's
yeah,
not for me.
yeah,
So I give them
yeah.
credit for doing it, but yeah, I wish that was my career. It's too late though, because I feel like that's a young demographic. Like once you're over 30, I feel like you kind of missed your mark.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
you're not yeah,
they gotta, like, grow up with you. Like, no
yep,
one's, like, coming I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like the yeah. I've, like, thought about it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, like, maybe I'll" just like, "No." I don't watch YouTube. I
Oh,
don't
see,
watch vlogs.
I do. I live on YouTube because like I'm not a big TV guy, but I watch weird shit. Like I watch like the history of pyramids, or I watch like stuff about UFO encounters, or like I'll get
You and
like deep
Julian have
conspiracy stuff.
more in common
Like
than you realize.
like I don't watch anything about cars. There's a little bit of car stuff, like maybe 5%, but most of it's like oh, what's going on in Antarctica? Like I watch this conspiracy thing about Antarctica. Like it's the stupidest stuff. I know
Sick.
it's not real, but like that'll entertain me for an hour, so I'll watch that. So yeah, I'm a big
That's
YouTube
good,
guy though.
though. I
Hmm.
think if cars, like I don't know, if cars are, like, everything, then it, like, ruins it.
Yeah, I watch my boys. Like I watch Grant's videos. I watch like Jimmy Oaks videos. LZ's always doing something cool. I don't watch a lot of the builds, but I watch like if he's going to like Drift Masters, I'll watch that. That's pretty cool. Like little things I'll watch
Yeah.
here and there. Watch a lot of in car. I like to see like James Dean, like Chelsea, some of the pros watch their in car, and I'll like slow mo it. And like my wife walks in, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, 2 feet from the 65-inch TV. I'm like, look what he did with this clutch right there. Like, would you see what he did right there? She's like, can
That's
I watch my
smart, though.
stories? Yeah, but
That's
they,
so
they do some
smart, like,
crazy stuff.
I don't watch that much in-car, and I don't know why, I, like, cannot sit there and watch in-car, and, like,
In car's cool.
everybody I know who's, like, really, really fucking good, like, studies in-car pretty heavily. So, maybe I need to change that, but
Maybe you're a natural. I have to. I take tips because like I never did left foot braking until FD. That wasn't a thing. I was just like on or off. You're like going forward or
yeah.
you're coasting. I don't know. But now like left foot braking's big. And now with this car, the JZX, not on nitrous, I've started to learn like heel toe. Like, all right, you got to keep the car like revved up. And I was like, I never learned that shit before. But I watch other drivers. Actually, Ryan Literal really good with heel toe. So I watch his
Hmm.
videos. I'm like, oh, like so that's what he's up to. Like, got it. So I try stuff on the street too. Like I know Kazuya said he does it too. That's how I learned left foot brake. I just drove to and from work, two
Mhm.
pedals for like a couple of months. I was like, all right, you start to learn it. And then like, okay, now I
Left
start doing left foot brake. Like, got it. Yeah.
left foot braking's pretty easy if you ever did, uh, karting, because it's like
Hmm,
you learn
good
to
point.
brake with your left, like, always. So I was like I was like I tried it, like, twice on a Seto, and I was like, "Okay, I can left foot brake."
Yeah, it took me a
Do
while. I
you
used to like smash my face on the windshield, like touching the left foot, like ring, like back, like back and forth. I was like, okay, relax a little bit.
I can't really left foot brake in my car very well because my rear brakes are all brand new and my front brakes came on the car when I bought it in 2015, and they're like Duralast pads, so, like, it just does not, like, it I have to work for it.
Yeah,
I should
need a
probably
bias valve.
do s yeah, I need to do something about that.
Do you run
Um,
a inline hydro?
no.
I'm pretty much
I
suicide on
c
my foot brake, all front, pretty much.
Really?
Pretty much, the
Yeah,
bias
I
valve's
had
almost
my
closed.
so that event that when we, like, kinda, like, just showed up what was that? When we crashed, there we go. When we crashed, Drift Week 7 when Naoki was
Hmm.
driving AVS,
Ooh,
uh
I have his
huh,
wheel up here. You can't see it,
do
but
you?
yeah,
Sick.
I got Naoki's wheel. I didn't mean to win it, but I won it. So this guy's autograph on it.
Tight. Uh, I one of my dual calipers failed, and so, like, I just me and, Jake Bossard, fuck his name up, uh, redid my brake setup, so it was just suicide brakes, and it was kinda sick.
Hmm.
There's, like, a couple things I didn't like about it, but, like, one thing that's really cool is, like, when you're I mean, you can literally, like, lock the front or rear. So, like, if you're, like, diving in on somebody and you wanna just, like if you wanna lock both, you can, but you can lock just the front and it'll, like, throw the back at people and stuff. Or, like,
Yep.
if you're leading and you really wanted to fuck with somebody and you, like, throw in a bunch of angle, you could just, like, stab the front brakes real quick and it would, like, but, I
Yeah.
don't really do comps like that, so I don't need to do that kinda stuff.
Not even like just comps though. I like the way the car feels. Like keep going back to like Englishtown, but like turn one on Englishtown, I don't always handbrake. You come in, you kind of like feint the car and then stab a foot brake. So if it's suicide
Yeah.
style, car kind of pivots around the front, like you don't really need handbrake. So it's probably bad. I'm not recommending it to anybody that's listening because that's probably stupid to run suicides, but I probably run like 10% rear, mostly 90% front. And then it's pretty touchy too. Cause like I should not left foot brake, but that's kind of how I do a lot of chasing is left foot brake. I used to do the whole like throttle e brake, the chop back and forth that move.
Yeah.
So now it's just kind of left foot brake, just kind of like full throttle, and just modulate the brake to slow the car down or flash the tires. So probably the wrong
Yeah.
idea. So I'm probably doing it totally wrong, but that's how I've been doing
No,
it the
I
last
mean,
like 2 or 3 years.
that's just, like, how you have to do it. Because like, what Ken Gushi was explaining to me was, like, you have to left foot brake in FD because they judge against the car wiggling,
Hmm.
and, like,
Yep.
if you're doing, like, clutch e-brake stuff behind somebody and then the car, like, bobbles at all, then they, like, get you for it, and, like, if you left
Yep.
foot brake, the car just sits where it's at, so
Yeah.
again, it's, like, depending on what they're looking for changes driving style in a country, which is kinda crazy. Like, there's, like, a couple people deciding what good drifting is in a country, and, like, everyone has to follow that.
Yeah. I don't want to go down like a crazy route here, but those people deciding also can't always drive. Like that's a whole thing. I know like Ryan Lontaine used to do some pro stuff. Eggert can drive a little bit too. So like I'm not knocking on the judges, but as a whole, like FD, the way they set up certain zones, the way they judge you is not really, in my opinion, based on the most exciting driving. They put together a really
Right.
hard track to link. They'll put zones in really awkward, weird places. Like if you're looking at a drone that's 300 feet above the cars, it looks like it flows, but in the car, you're like, this is not where I want to transition. Everything's wrong.
Right.
So they're making it hard. They make us look really bad, and then they kind of like judge you on those certain things, like little shake. Like you go into a zone, you kind of like straighten for a second, kick it back in. It's bad.
Yeah.
That's a big deduction. It's like, yeah. So left foot brake is like a habit now, which I'm trying to get away from because I think full throttle is the way to go. Like you should be on throttle or four wheel coast. That's the coolest way. That's the Japanese way. Left
Yeah.
foot brake's kind of goofy. It's kind of lame, but it's smooth. So that's one benefit.
Yeah, that's I guess, like, that's the biggest difference is, like, it's smooth, big power. But I mean, I don't know, yeah. I drive a certain way because that's the way my friends drive, and, like, that's the way
Hmm.
that I, like, decided was the coolest way, and I know that if I go do, like I know I've known that I can't go do FD because I will not survive there because of the way that I drive. Like, it
Yeah,
might
you
be
guys drive the right way though, the exciting way.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's okay to go straight. I'd rather straighten up in a section and do a big flick than to toss in a manji or a bunch of left foot brake. Like if there's a section where you can't link it, straight's okay. If you just drive straight with a catch a bunch of speed and then chuck it back in, that's way cooler than doing like a manji or something else.
yeah.
So
Jason and I are about to go drive Laguna for Grid Life, and
you
that's
guys are doing that? No
yeah,
way. All right, cool. I'm
yeah,
gonna watch.
yeah. So I'm a little nervous because like I was practicing turn one on a
Turn one's
Seto, and
yeah, turn one's pretty
really
serious. Yeah.
it's really fast. But the
Hmm.
cool part is it's like it's pretty banked. So like to make the corner going that fast, if you throw a ton of angle, like you're gonna have to fucking absolutely chuck the car.
Hmm. Yep.
So like I'm just like mentally preparing for that, but like I also at the same time know that this is the first time they're letting drifting at Laguna and I don't want to like
Just stay
ruin
on
it for
track.
everyone.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
be the guy that ruins it, right?
Yeah. So I have to like find that balance of like how like do I try and push and do the coolest thing I can or do I like pull back 10% and like, maybe don't do the stupid reverse entry into turn 1 it.
Maybe not the first lap, but like the third or fourth, go ahead and do the
I'll work
reverse
my way
entry.
into it in the sessions. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm
I
doing a
mean,
bunch of work to the car, so
yeah.
we'll see.
Everything's pretty
We'll
piped
see.
up now.
Yeah, I'm just tired of blowing up like rear end stuff, so I got some expensive axles and output flanges and stuff. So hopefully that solves my problem for now.
BMW stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, could go
Yep.
quick change.
Yeah. Go to quick change and drive skid pads like 70% of the time.
You don't have to do skid pads, but I'm putting a quick change in the SR car actually.
Are you?
So I'm going to do
Don't they
Z32 with a
don't
quick
they have like
change. You lose
really?
30 horsepower. You lose a bunch of power. I mean,
Yeah, I
because
was
the
gonna say.
pinion comes in, goes up to a reducer gear out. So like you do lose like mechanical loss, but it's okay. This car makes right now about 260, 270. I'm trying
Mhm.
to make 400 next year with a quick change, and then I'll probably put 350 to the wheels. But gearing's so important. I have a 4.3, a 408, 4.3,
Yeah.
4.6, 4.9, and they all just sit there in the trailer. Like I'm always swapping them back and forth. It's a pain in the ass. I'm done with
Yeah.
it. I'm just
I
doing a
mean,
quick
if you
change.
change gear ratios a lot, then it makes sense.
What the thing about low horsepower cars is like it's not really a comp car, but gearing's so important. It's so much more important than power. Like I would rather have
Yeah.
400 horsepower with a quick change than 1,000 without it. Like if I had to go in FD, I'd pick the
Yeah.
quick change car every single time. So,
Really? Just because you can get
in
it
my
dialed for
opinion,
every track. Yeah.
yeah, yep. So I'm going to try a Z32 with a quick change. I might end up shattering the gearbox because they're pretty abrasive. Like you also have no shock points in between. It's all full solid mount, but it should be okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. That's like the spring test. I have it sitting right next to
Do
me.
you think you might be
So
like the only SR Sylvia S13 with a quick change
yep, it's
uh
going to be the lowest horsepower quick change drift car for sure.
on the
But
planet?
yeah, they make 8 inch though, so you can't see. But Bulldog, those dudes, G-Force like transmissions and Bulldog and Winners, they're all like right down the road from me. They're all 20 minutes away.
Oh,
So
no way.
I, yeah, they're all super close. So I talked to Bulldog. They make sprint car rear ends. They made them for years. So I brought them my winners, and they were not interested in drifting. Like, this thing's stupid. Like, nobody drifts. Nobody buys these things. Like, I promise I can sell a couple. So they made a quick change, like IRS style, last year. Um, they unveiled it at PRI, and they're like, we could probably sell 12 next year is what they're thinking. And right now they've already made 600 grand from March until now. Like, they thought they would sell 12. They sold like 120. So they're like, shit, like, this
Damn.
is this is a thing. Drifting's a thing. So they're full in. They're gonna make two versions. One's an 8-inch, which is a tiny ring gear, little boy,
Yeah.
which would be for this car. And then they're gonna make a 12-inch for the fast cars. 1500 horsepower, 700 horsepower. I'm gonna run the small guy in the SR car. See how it does.
Dude, that's sick. What's like the
Yeah.
price point on those? Is it like pretty crazy?
They're a little nuts actually, because they're billet housings, like billet side bells. They're magnesium
Damn.
cases. They're 300M is the material. It's a Basket Max. Like, it's kind of wild. They're $5,200, I think, for the big ones, and I think the little ones are gonna be like 4 grand. So it's not that bad. I mean, if you want to buy a bunch of two ways, I've got 5 grand in two ways for sure sitting over there. So I'll sell those
Yeah.
and I'll put this in. But
Damn. Oh, so
yeah,
you all of your different gear ratios are all two-way.
two of them are. Two are two ways. Two are welded.
So
Yeah,
that's easy. That's
yeah.
yeah. That makes sense though. Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. I hope it works, but it'll be. I mean, it's not going to break. I'm just hoping the car can handle it. So the power loss sucks. But if you want one,
Yeah.
we'll get one in there. Then you'll be good
Yeah.
for, well, maybe not for Laguna, but for next year.
I mean, it would be cool to be able to change gear ratios because, like, if I go drive Thunderhill East, or if I go drive like driving Laguna with a 391 is going to be like I top out at like 130. Like that's like fifth gear rev limiter.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah,
Tight
maybe less. I
trans.
think it's like
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they're the ZFs are 1-to-1 in fifth gear, so there's no overdrive.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're
That's
fifth
why.
5 speeds. Yep.
Hmm. So I
Yeah.
want to
Well,
get a
then you got
six
those
speed and
crazy
keep
ears too. The things always break the
yeah
ears off the diffs. Yeah.
yeah you know just hope I don't want to say that I've never had that happen, but especially with Laguna coming up, I've never had that happen. So I'll bring my spare.
I mean, you're kind of lucky because I think every BMW guy I ever known has. I've seen them go through they'll go through the pits and the diff's just like hanging on its ass, just like scraping the one ear down the grill. Like, whoops, BMW stuff. It's like, yeah, at least I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I'm throwing rockers, but I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't yeah. Yeah, R200's pretty good. I've
Not bad.
seen people blow up a lot of them, but I don't know if I
You
ever
ever try
killed any of my
a delay valve, like clutch delay valve?
I have one, but
Good.
I put the smallest thing in it, like the
Yeah.
smallest like jet or whatever, and it's like not enough.
Huh. Okay.
I think I need like one bigger.
Just run like two in line. I don't know if that works. Some of
Yeah.
that math adds
No,
up,
the
but
like
yeah.
there's ones that have like adjustable like amount of delay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I put like the least amount of delay in because I was like, "Fuck that," and then I'm
Oh,
still
the
blowing
biggest
everything
one.
up.
Okay. Yeah, I run
Yeah.
the I think it's Clutch
That's what
Masters, the 40.40. That's what I run. That's pretty good. I don't know if
yeah,
it's good actually. I used to break axles, now I don't. So I hope it's good.
Clutch Clutch Masters makes a clutch delay valve, and they also make clutches that are the most aggressive, like,
Hmm.
on-off switches.
Yep.
I was like, "They made this because everyone" like, as soon as I put the Clutch Masters clutch in my car, it started just blowing shit up in the back, and I was like,
Like, whoops, we'll sell this too. Same with Tilton.
"Yeah,
Tilton does the
yeah,
other one.
yeah, that
Tilton's like, we'll
should
sell
just
you a
fucking"
7.25 inch clutch, but also buy this because sorry
it
about
needs
everything
to
else.
come with it. Like, it needs to, like, be like a requirement. Like, this
Yeah.
you buy this. Like, "Do
Yeah. Here you go.
you have a delay valve?" "No." "Okay. It's a Clutch Master clutch." Like, you need a delay valve.
Yeah.
That's
Otherwise, you need
that's
axles.
been yep. So I'm gonna have both, and I swear to God, if this fucking diff fucking breaks out of the car, I'm gonna lose my mind because I've been changing diffs at, like, almost every event I've driven in the last little bit, so
Because you
and I'm
break
changing
them? Are
diffs
you breaking like ring gears or something?
the
Ring and
output
pinion?
flange On
Oh,
E36s, the output flange
it's
is the weak
that
point.
real long neck on those weird things.
They just twist, so, like, they're
Uh,
like stub shafts, like, they
mhm,
call them output flanges on BMWs, or maybe I'm just
mhm.
don't know what I'm talking about, but, they when you run a lot of grip and you run, like, it doesn't matter, like, the size of the diff, they make a they make a larger diameter diff that, runs, like, a bigger diameter output flange,
Yep.
but getting those are next to impossible right now, and, so, like, the only option is, I don't know, people go Ford 88, or they get that, like, big BMW diff, which is the easier option because the axles still work and all kinds of stuff, but, like, it's such it's a headache.
So Jay Z power. The Jay Z's,
Yeah,
man, they're
I'm
just too
I'm
much
not
torque.
mad at it. Yeah,
Stick a Guibo in there, right? Chelsea always says run a Guibo. He
I
loves
have a
Guibos.
Guibo.
You do? Damn.
Yeah,
Well, that's
mhm,
just too much
mhm,
torques. Can't stop that.
yep, nope, can't stop it. That's why I'm putting them fucking dumb axles with the twisty shit in them and some billet output flanges and hope I'm good, so.
What are you running like the Y sub axles? They're
No,
twisties.
I got
Oh, okay.
I got something else. I didn't know Wisefab made axles until 2 days
I'm still
ago.
yeah. No, the Y sub ones are good. That's what I have. They can spin like 180 degrees before they start to
Really?
snap. Yep. Or maybe it's
Huh.
they say 90 start to replace them, but 180 is the limit. So they're like a chromoly
Whoa.
style. Yeah, they're pretty badass. So
Yeah.
maybe you need those. But I think they're like 2 grand, so maybe you don't need those.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that I got come with the output flanges, which is
I'd even practice. I'll never get a trophy if I can't practice. So like I'd show up, I'd drive my car, park it for 8 weeks, like zero driving. Jump in it, go to St. Louis. Zero driving. Go to Utah. Like there's no practice in between. So like I'll never get good.
yeah.
So I either need a bunch more money or just quit. So like I'm on the fence. I don't know. I love FD and I want to get some trophies before I quit. That's all I want. If I can get like a top three in the championship and a couple of trophies, I'm cool to bail. Like I did my thing. It's off my list. I'm good to go. But if not, these other fun events like Grid Life, Hyperfest, the LZ World Tours, these are really fun. Like I'm actually having way more fun doing this stuff, and you get way better
Well, yeah.
media. So
Yeah,
I,
LZ World
I don't
Tour,
know.
like, there's more people showing up to that than FD almost, or if not
Yeah,
more.
for
Like,
sure more. Yep. So I
yeah,
flew
and,
out to
like,
Utah for the last
it's
round.
like the kids
Oh,
that
go
are
ahead.
hyped on you. It's like kids that are,
Yeah,
like, hyped on you and a JZX and, like, you know,
exactly. The
it's
car actually works at LZ. It doesn't work in
r
FD. It's like I went to Utah the last round, and like I was helping out Mike Power. Like he's also the homie, so like I just want to help him out. Super good driver. Same situation though. He doesn't practice. The dude only drives 8 times a year just for FD. So like you're not going to get a trophy doing that. But he's young. He's like 22 or something, 24. He's going to get there. He'll get a championship.
Really?
He's young. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know he
so
was
he'll
that
get
young.
there. He's got a sick rig, perfect car, like MA built S15. So he'll get there.
Yeah,
But for me, it's like I know my window's pretty tiny. It's like, I'm in my 30s. It's like
yeah,
self-funded. So is
yeah.
FD a smart budget? I don't think so for me. So I might actually quit for next year. If I do, I lose my license, um, which sucks because I'd like to do Pro 1. Pro Spec is kind of stupid. Like Pro Spec, you only compete on Fridays, which means you have no in-person spectators. You probably have like maybe 1,000 to 2,000 people in person. You don't get live stream views, so you don't get sponsors. So Pro
Yeah.
Spec's out. Um, so pro or nothing. That's the way I'm looking at it. If I can get a pro license, I'll do it. If I can't, then I'll have fun. Like the LZ events, like you said, were better. We had in Canada, I think we had 10,000 in person, and then like 50,000 on live stream. But
Yeah,
Utah
which is
had
more than FD.
Yeah, Utah had 12,000 on live stream. I watched and recorded it for the finals. Chelsea and Matt Field in the finals, 12,000 people on live stream. That's it.
Yeah.
So it sucks, man. So we need, I kind of hope Drift Masters come to the US because Drift Masters is more my style.
Oh, that would be so sick.
I bug Dave every single time he makes a story or a post. I'm always like, Drift Masters US. It won't even be relevant. He'll be like, taking my grandma to the hospital, like Drift Masters US. Like, that's all. I just flood his DMs like nonstop. I'm like, just bring it over here. He wants to, but the
D
money's not there. Like, Red Bull covers a lot, and Peter's dad covers a lot in the EU. I don't think
mm,
it works so well in the US. So, until we get a better series, I think we're stuck with FD, which sucks. I don't
damn,
hate FD, but I don't love it. Yeah.
damn.
So
I
the LZ
mean,
events are fun though. You should do the LZ events. Like they would love to have some animal style guys there. They're really
yeah,
fun.
Julian's going to the one in, Australia.
Oh yeah, yeah, the finals, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I would love to do it. It's just like I said, you guys got the East Coast is killing us right now.
Come out to the East Coast.
Yeah,
We'll get you a
yeah.
car.
Yeah. I want my car. I wanna show my car out. I gotta figure it out.
Stoneback
I'm
has
gonna
like
have to
30 cars. Just take one of them.
yeah. I need to figure out how to plan it. Like what event do I go to? I don't really know LZ that well. Like I never caught the invite for any of the world tour stuff. But I'm sure it's, I don't really have like I don't have like the I don't know. I don't think I have like the following that would
You, you for sure
I don't
do.
think I have
Yeah, you do.
I don't have the following that would get like them to be like, let's get him a car and have him like compete or whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like if I brought my own car, I might be able to get in.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like I just want to go I just want to go battle Front Street and like you like because it's like all it's a lot of it's and Martino like dude the Canada one
Yeah.
was like all the homies. I was like
Yep.
this is so cool like all the
I
homies are
know.
getting love right now. It's the best.
Front Street Martino. He's in. He's blooded in. So
Yeah,
he's official now. Martino was
is he?
killing it last weekend, by the way. Yeah, he was. Martino was on a mission, so he's like,
I heard he was
super
driving
Canadian.
fucking yeah.
He killed it.
He
He did it
had to do
great.
it. He had to.
So he
Martino's been driving.
qualified. They have this crazy thing like top 13 qualifiers go straight in, bottom 16. They
Mhm.
only have 29 drivers. Bottom 16 have to fight for the top three, like the last three spots. Martino like
Whoa.
fought his way through that lower 16 to get a spot in the top 16, and then walked his
Yeah.
top 16. I think he may have been top 8. Like he beat probably 5 or 6 people to get there. Like he's on a mission, and
Sick.
he's driving a Urus GT S15, which is like the amount of money in just aero is kind of stupid, but he
Yeah.
didn't care. He did. I'm so proud of him. He did
That
good. Yeah,
yeah, he's killing it.
that whole thing's fun though.
We're gonna do a podcast soon too. We'll
Front Street
talk
Martino.
Martinez. Is he like on the he's not on the team yet.
He is
He's just
now.
hanging
They
out
said
with them.
that's it.
Oh,
No,
it's
they said that's it.
official?
That's blood
Oh,
in. If
hell
you
yeah.
if you qualify top 16, you're in because he beat Josh and Tom in qualifying, like their position. He's a top Front Street positioner right now, so
They're
he's
like, "All right,
he's in.
you're" he's like, "We need someone in the top 8, like, you're on the team now."
He's in. Yep.
Oh,
Him
that's
and
sick, I'm
Jimmy,
happy for him.
man, they're Front Street's killing it though. Front Street's a big group. Like, I mean, I want to be on Front Street. I love Karoshi's my spot, but I want to be part of Front Street too. Can I put 2 logos on my car? Like,
Yeah,
those are local guys. No, they're
yeah,
funny though,
they're doing well. I think, it's cool to see those guys kinda, like, find some momentum and, like, I don't know, yeah, having, like, a famous YouTuber on your team definitely helps out with stuff, like, I think they're gonna definitely be able to get to do some really cool stuff coming up, so I'm happy
for
for them.
sure. Hearing Tom's probably my favorite I mean, it wasn't Tom, it was Tom and Josh. But that's my favorite pod that you had is hearing Tom just rant for 30 minutes, just throwing out bad words and talking about doing illegal shit in Staten Island, just throwing his sponsors under the bus. Like that was my favorite pod. Oh, Tom.
He doesn't give a
Uh,
fuck. Tom's the
he
best.
doesn't. And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, "Hey, do you think they listen to that pod? Because like I kind of need more tires and like I want to ask, but I don't want to be like an asshole." It's like, why are you asking me? Tom, he's a funny guy.
I mean, I was like, "Should I put this out?"
No,
I
I'm
was like,
glad you
"I'm just
did.
gonna, like" I was like, "I'm just gonna censor the whole thing, like,
The
make
very end
sure
was
no
like
one
dee,
knows
dee,
who's."
dee, 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 dee. It's like Morse code. It's just Tom just going off.
I was fucking crying laughing editing it. When I, like, play it back, I just be like, "Oh my god, dude." It's like it was, like, funnier with the beeps, honestly.
hmm Meanwhile, they're the best tires available. So, I mean, I like all other tires, but like you can say what you want, but the Pergias they're pretty unstoppable. Those things are nuts. They're
Yeah, I've
expensive as
never gotten to
hell,
run them.
but man, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never gotten to run them. I'd like to try some stuff, but,
The You try like the
there's
08Cs or
some
anything?
never put a
What?
Volino in my car. Yeah,
Never, ever?
uh-uh. When they were when because like, Animal Style was, like, one of the first people to, like, be on Volino, and then that at the time, I wasn't getting any help, like, through the team, like, it was just, like, a couple people were getting hooked up,
Mhm.
and, I was just running whatever, and then there was kind of a situation, and so, like, it wasn't like it wasn't like a good I don't know, it wasn't like a I didn't like out of like loyalty, I wasn't gonna like go run those tires because of like whatever happened. But that was a
I
long
get it.
time ago, so I don't think it
Yeah.
really matters.
No, like the acceptors are dope, and like I don't know who listens to this stuff, but like I know Grant's been telling me about like some secret tires that Acceler is working on. They're working on like some pro level stuff and like some super
Yeah, there's
crazy
some new shit
compounds. And like
coming in.
yeah, which I love. Like accelerators are great, love them. But from my experience so far, the 08Rs, I never tried the RSs, but the 08Rs are like by far the best tire I've ever used. Like they're kind of nuts, but they kind of ruin your driving. If you drive on an 08R, you can't just switch. Like this weekend at LZ, you had to run like Zeknova, Accelera. You had to run like a small list of tires. If you're used to
Mm,
an 08R and you switched, you kind of be fucked because like your car works totally different on those tires. So they're awesome,
mm,
but they kind of they're like cheater tires. So unless you can afford $180 a tire for your whole season, I don't know if it's a good idea. They're really cool, but damn, they're expensive.
y yeah. I think there's some benefit to, like, staying on the same tire and, like,
hmm
just driving with that tire, like, again
Yep.
and again, um, because you get, like, it's how you, like, if you leave your car alone and you, like, run the same tire and you just, like, put laps in and put like, you're you're gonna progress really quickly because you're not changing anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Um,
accelerators are not bad. I think the 651 Sports they're exactly what they should be. Like they're like a good like seat time tire. They last a while. They don't smoke a ton, but like you're just like you can do a bunch of laps with your friends. Like that's cool. If you want to win a
yeah.
competition, you need something a little bit more grippy. But that's where I think they have like those new brands coming out. So like well, maybe your discount code works for those ones too. I don't know. So let me
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we'll see. I've won a couple competitions on 651,
Yeah, if you can win on
believe it or
those, if
not.
you had 808Rs, you might be too fast. You probably lose an axle. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the tire thing's crazy. Like, I don't know, like, I can't like, can you believe that they're making, like, drift tires now? Like, back when we started, it was like,
Yeah.
you just bought cheap tires and hoped they were good kinda thing.
Yeah.
Now they're literally making tires for drifting.
hmm Yeah. I went
Like,
to the tire
anyone
barn
who
like when I grew up. Like it
yeah,
was like used tires. You get like a I don't know, like a 215 60 17, like this like minivan tire, big sidewall. Like I'd run those because they were $5 a piece from the used tire barn. Like that's what I would run for years. So yeah, like the new ones are nuts, especially Drift Masters. Back to those guys, they run retreads, like the extremes. They're called like extreme ZR1s. They're retreads, like a Mack
Really?
truck style retread. Yeah, I don't know if the extremes are, but they do run retreads. Like the Shanahan brothers run the extremes. Peter and a bunch of his guys run Balinos, but you even see in the cars. If you look at FD, our cars like always do wheelies and like flop around the whole track. They're kind of a nightmare to drive because like you only have half a tire on the ground at a time. Drift Masters, the cars are planted, like real stiff suspension because they have a good tire. It's like their cars are set up better.
Mm,
They're easier to drive. They're just using all the grip from the tire. So like Valino and Extremes, those are like the two cool brands
so
in Europe.
it's a retread. So they'll like take the core off and like someone will retread them and they'll give them back.
That's what I heard. Yeah, they have retreads. Like they
Whoa!
can send them
What?
back and get like a fat layer of whatever kind of sticky compound they're running back on top. So I could be talking on my ass.
Interesting.
I don't know. I've just heard this from like some of the European guys. Yeah,
That would
it
be
might not be
sick.
the
We should.
extremes, but yeah,
That would be good for drifting as a whole. Like, cause I don't
makes
know.
sense.
I mean, like tires are bad for the world. I think like making them
Yeah,
and like getting
yeah.
rid of them. So like if we could get some like reusable at least like cores and retread them, that would be. And if they're fucking sick, like that'd be so
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Because I worry about like drifting as a whole. Because like I work at a weird company, and like half of our job, my job, is sustainability. We're like always about green stuff, right? And
Mm.
secretly, I'm like, oh yeah, we can save like 15 kilowatts if we do this. But in my spare time, I'm like burning off 70 tires per weekend in my ethanol based car. It's like I'm the worst person. So I know that if the EPA wants to crack down on sport, it's going to be drifting, right? We have a small audience, no real like manufacturer backing, no like big support. So we're dead first. So yeah, if we can find a way to make it
Yeah, it's
cheaper or
scary.
like better for the environment, then
Yeah.
retreads might
Is
be
that
a part of the option.
is that
I don't know.
is ethanol bad for the environment? Like when
I
it
don't know if
burns?
ethanol is, but it's. I feel like we consume a lot. Like my car, you can sit there and watch it idle. You can see in the fill neck it just starts to like just creep down at idle. Like it's
Oh shit.
just idling. It's just burning fuel. So like it's not good. It might be better than running like leaded, but it's not
Yeah.
good for the environment. And I use my diesel truck to get it there, where I got 9 miles per gallon each way. Like we're assholes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. We'll do what we can. I don't know. I'll
yeah,
like recycle and shit
yeah.
as
I
long as
do
we can keep
recycle.
fucking
I
drifting.
like peel the labels off my water bottles and like recycle them. So like they're clean recyclables. Like I'm doing my part, right? I think that
Damn.
counts.
Damn, riches for the people and the planet.
So I go hardcore too. Like like the little like when you crack the smart water bottle, it has like the little like the bottom tier little thing.
Yeah.
Like the cap comes
Pull that
off and
off
has like the
too.
little like the bottom piece. I cut that
Mhm.
bottom piece off too. It's like we've got cap, bottom piece, bottle, label in the trash can. Like I split it all up. It's like, I'm eco friendly.
Damn,
Don't
dude.
don't target me.
Yeah. We need to find you some eco-friendly sponsors.
Even though the trash guy probably throws it all in the waste dump anyway. He takes all the recycling and just chucks it in the mound of trash anyway.
Yeah. You're like, "No."
No, I
You know
took
how long it took me
I
to go
put
through
3
those
minutes of
bottles?
work into there. Yeah, peeled all those Gatorade bottles. Damn it. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I don't know, we gotta figure something out. Cause like, I don't wanna give this up.
Man, me neither, but I think it's coming. I think 10 years, right? So all the manufacturers are switching to EVs in like, was it 2030? That's not that far
Yeah.
away.
Twenty
That's
twenty thirty
6 years.
2035. Yeah.
26 years, right? So yeah, if they're going to start cracking down on sports, it's not going to be NASCAR. NASCAR has a good
No.
enough foundation. It's not going to be sprint cars because those guys are like kind of hidden. It's going to be us. Like shut down the
Yeah.
drifting. But the only good news is though, S13 prices just through the moon. Like I'm going to charge 150 grand for this thing. So 2030, I'm cashing out. I'm get an airplane, live in the woods. I'm set.
You take me as more of like a helicopter guy.
I could do a helicopter. Yeah, like a mini
Yeah.
500. Yeah, I could just pop
Yeah.
it in out of a
Yeah.
tree so you won't even see it. Cover up with a camo like tarp or something.
Yeah.
Grow
Yeah.
some tomatoes in the
Yeah.
woods. Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the dream. It's the American dream.
Yeah. So that's the future for Rich, huh?
Yep, just hiding helicopters and growing tomatoes. Yep, that's it.
Sick.
What else could you want?
I don't know. Sounds pretty wholesome to me.
Exactly. I might raise like a whole bunch of Shibas, something like that. Like have a little herd of dogs and stuff, but that's
A
it.
herd of Shibas? Dude, you got your work cut out for you.
I mean, they're
Well,
useless
those
dogs, but damn, I
those
love them.
those things don't fucking listen. Yeah.
They're terrible. They're the worst dogs, but they're so funny. They make the stupidest faces. Yeah, so I'll just do that.
Come on down to Rich's Shiba farm.
Come on
You
down.
don't
Yep.
you won't know where it is.
There's no address. I'll give you coordinates, GPS coordinates. Just head on down to Route 3 and walk 3 miles through the woods, and we'll sell you a Shiba.
Shiba helicopter delivery by
Just drop it out with a little parachute, like a little army man.
like cute little basket.
See, I think we got something going here. All right, so we got
I think so too.
we got the feet finder thing. We've got the
Mm,
OnlyFans East Coast West Coast. We've got the Shiba airmail delivery.
yep.
We should be millionaires by the end of this pod.
Full of ideas. It's just executing them is the hard part,
I've got them all written down, so we'll take some notes. We'll do some action lists after this. I'm gonna send you an Excel sheet with action lists. We're gonna run through this thing.
Okay. All right, sweet. Another fucking thing I gotta think about remembering to do.
Just put in your spare time. Yeah.
How do you like manage your time with a full-time job and doing professional drifting and
Hmm.
trying to drive in between?
Yeah, I definitely struggle there. So, I mean, I figure you have to kind of like prioritize. So, my job is pretty much number one. My job gets at least 8 to 10 hours a day. Luckily, I get to work from home most of the time. I do drive to work randomly. It's like an hour and a half each way, so that kind of sucks. But then I cut out sleep. So like sleep's the one thing that you don't really need that much of. So yeah, taking care of the cars between like the drift cars, the truck, the trailer, the daily drivers, even building the drift car. So when I first went into FD, I made the decision in like January, and like our first event was I think April, maybe it was May. We didn't have much time, so I had a bare shell show up from Canada, and then had to do like all the tube work, the cage stuff, build an engine from scratch, like everything front to back. So that like first season, I lost 35 pounds between January and April or May. I lost like 35 pounds because I
Whoa.
like eating is like pretty low on the priority list, and then most of it was like cutting out sleep. So I'd work for like 10 hours, come home, work on the car until 1 a.m., get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, do it again, and just do
Oh
that for three
man.
months straight. So yeah, it's pretty rough. I actually passed out once. So that was like
What?
my yeah, it was my flag. 'Cause, like I came home, it was towards the end, we almost at like we'd just done wiring and plumbing. I was like, all right, the car's almost done. I came home and like talked to my wife for like 2 seconds, and I was like, I'm gonna like just get a shower real quick. I was actually like kind of like lightheaded already. So I walked to the bedroom and just pass out, like fully covered in axle grease and dirt and like grime and shit, just pass out on the bed. Luckily I hit the bed and I didn't wake up. I was late for work the next day. So like I just knocked out and just stayed asleep for a long time. But that's the only way to balance it. You only have 24 hours, so you have to cut something out. Like the first thing I cut out was sleep and food, which is not smart. So this year I'm better though.
Yeah.
This year I took off. I'm back up in weight. I'm like healthy. I exercise every once in a while. So like we're good to go. I'm fine now.
Hmm.
But it is tough though. I think if you have the money or a big team, like a good support network, it's okay. But kind of most of the stuff on my own. Like most of the car, my buddies are like freedom, like they help me build a lot of it, but I'd say 95% I probably built myself. Just like, you know,
Yeah,
most
which
of the fab
nobody's doing.
work and it's like, yeah, it's on your own unless you got the money for it. Like I'm not asking friends for favors. So unless you can pay them, do it yourself. So yeah, it's rough, but some people have it
Damn, so
made though.
you built 95% of the car that you're competing in.
Um, Yeah, I mean, like some of the aluminum TIG welding, like for the intercooler, there's like, two pipes in the outlet, one off the turbo. Didn't weld those. It's got a motor plate, which my friend machined for me. Um, like things like
I saw
trans
those. Those are
bracket and
sick.
stuff. Yeah, motor plates are
Those Freedom Motorsports
definitely
plates are
dope. Yeah,
sick.
they're definitely they're not needed because like the car it doesn't sit that much different, but they're just sick. It's like I like stuff, I
Yeah,
like things that are cool. And if you want to take the
it's
subframe
so
out,
cool.
like change the rack, it's just the engine's hanging. You could take the subframe out, doesn't matter. Just pop it out.
Yeah, I kind of want one. I want
They're
one
pretty cool.
for other reasons,
I'll
like
get you
for
a deal.
my water flow stuff. All right,
Yeah. So this one's got the billet outlet. It's like the new model. This car is mostly like a prototype car. So like even it's got it's kind of a reject. Like even the manifold, the exhaust manifold is a future fab, but it's from a 350Z. And like a customer had bought a 1J and they wanted a 350Z manifold custom made for it. And then the dude just never paid his bill. So I swooped in, paid the difference. Like he owed $400 or something. So like I paid it, got a manifold for $400. Like the dude was
sick.
absent for a year. Like he paid for half and then just never answered emails for a year. So I swooped in. Um,
Yeah,
Same with like
can't be
the
mad at
intake
that.
manifold. Yeah, intake manifold came off of my buddy's car, Tony's car. And like he switched heads to a VVTI or non VVTI. So this was cheap. It was like $500. So like the car is kind of like pieced together with like stuff that I had laying around. But we use it as a prototype. So where we want to do like coolant necks or like throttle body adapters, whatever we had to do, like this is the car for it. So it's been a fun car. We learned a lot, but yeah, time is finite. It's hard to find time.
Yeah,
So I don't know if there's a trick for that. If there is a trick for it, I think you either need money or you need somebody else to do the work. Because I got 1,000 hours into this car, and it's not even like the
that's
fanciest
crazy.
FE car.
I had no idea you did that much of the work. Like, that's fucking impressive, dude. There's not a lot of people doing that these days.
You kind of have to, unless you can afford to pay someone else. So like the only thing I didn't do was like a lot of the aluminum welding, and then this version of the car. So the first 2 years, we had our own harness, and then the second or the third year, my friend built me a harness for it. And it's like full mil spec, and it's a dope harness. It's
Sick,
like DR25 Tefzel wiring. It's like
sick.
top of the line. I know the wiring's worth
Yeah,
more than the S13, but he's really good at wiring, and he wanted to do it. So he's on there. He's got Shine Runner on there. So that's his whole thing. But other than that, though, I think like top to bottom, I think I did most of it. I didn't build the engine. Um, I've taken this engine apart a couple times. Like I pull the caps and stuff, and I check the bearings every once in a while. But we've got a machine shop locally that does it. So I don't know how it's 1,000 hours. I'm trying to add it up in my head now to say it. It's like where did I spend my time? I wasted a lot of time. I think because this doesn't seem like 1,000 hours, but it's a
I
lot.
don't know, man. It's it's all the custom stuff. It's all like I don't know. Do you like engineer it all out in your head beforehand and then go like kind of build it, or how do you like? Did you have a plan? Because like I can't imagine trying to build a. I think I could probably do it, but I don't think that I could do it in the amount of time that you had. I think it
It's
would
like
take me
50-50. Yeah. It's like the first we had the car, we got the car as a shell, and then it was fully built into an FD car in about 60 days. So it went from a full shell to like building the
it's
engine and
insane,
trans and making mounts front to back, wiring, coolant, plumbing, everything, even like Lexan, body, everything in 60 days. So it was rough the first year. Like the first year was for sure pretty tough. I mean, that was like I was probably on the
dude.
edge of like, I was probably missing some work. Like I was barely balancing work and car because like the second I'm done work, if I start work at 5 a.m., I'm done at 3 p.m. I'm on the car at 3:05 p.m. and I'm working on that thing until 2 a.m. and just repeat, repeat, repeat. Like that's the way it did the first year. The second year had a little bit more time,
Dude,
but not a whole lot more time.
that's that's unreal. I really respect the discipline too, like working from home and like being able to dedicate like job is number one, can't lose that, like need to keep them happy. Cuz if it were me, I'm like do a lot of stuff at once and like get distracted kind of person, so like
Hmm.
I can't imagine, yeah, I can't imagine knowing that I have like a Prospec car to finish in my garage, and I'm working from home, and like having the discipline to not go and just like turn wrenches and like start, it's impressive.
It's hard. Yeah, you get itchy. Like you're sitting there, you can't see, but like where I'm sitting now, my office window is like, 30 feet away. So I can stare at the garage. I'm like, oh, that thing's just
Oh
waiting for me.
man.
It's like, yeah, you'd pop out like even at like lunch breaks, you get 15 minutes, or if it's like a town hall, like it's a your company wide conference. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just listening. I pop on the headset and I come down here. It's like, let's just do some PTFE lines. Let's just bust out a couple lines real
Yeah.
quick. Just do
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
yeah, I come out here and I work, and then my wife calls me. She's like, "It's dinner time." So I'll be right up, and then it's 2 a.m. I'll walk up there, grab some food real quick, go straight to sleep, wake up, do it again. So it's hard. It's really hard. That's why I think I did so bad. Like I wanted trophies, and like I didn't get trophies. I think you need to have better prep. You need to have more time to set the car up. You need people to like really support the team. You probably need more money. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's way too expensive for drifting, in my opinion.
What was it like? Yeah, I mean, like, because if you ever had it, like when you go drive like E-Town, like you just won the E-Town Gambler. Did you go with a team or did you just show up with your wife or by yourself and like
Yeah.
run it?
Yeah, totally solo. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
actually do pretty good when I
It kind
drive
of feels
solo.
it
Yeah.
feels good to go do that though, huh?
It does. That's how it works. Like if I bring
Yeah.
people, it's like there's a rule. If you bring the tools, the car is going to break. If you don't bring shit, like the car seems to work. So like when I
Yeah.
go to the E-Town Gambler, I have got this little like snap-on bag. It's like probably like 1 cubic foot. It's like this tiny little thing, holds a couple of sockets and like some wrenches, and that's it. So I bring that thing whenever I run the SR car. And the SR car never really breaks. So I started bringing it with the JZX, and the JZX stopped breaking. So like that's why I brought the LZ thing too. But Gambler, I just kind of show up on myself. I'm there to just have fun. Like Gambler, you get good seat
Yeah.
time. You get tons of
Yeah.
practice. If you qualify well, cool. If you lose right away, it doesn't really matter. It's still all for fun.
Yeah, you
So
get to
like
drive a ton.
I love those events.
I
Like
re-
those are good
it
events.
looks like, and like the driving seems really good. Like
Yep.
it just look like I want that here. I
Yep.
want that here so bad.
Yeah. The Gamblers are the best. Like I
Yeah.
don't know I don't know what you guys have out there. You know, you have hot pit and stuff like that, but like those are pretty serious. Like the hot pit cars are pretty like intense. They're real pro
Hot Pit's
cars.
like Hot Pit's turning into like Prospec pretty
FD
much. And
Junior.
then there's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you can't, like it's invite only. Uh and like kind of like I think I might have the opportunity to drive it at some point, but like I don't know if I don't know. I gotta figure that out like internally. But it's just like I feel like that's much more of like a show like event, and they're trying to like make it a show with like what it
Hmm.
is and all the stuff going on. There's like music and all kinds of other stuff. Like I feel like the E Town Gambler is just like pure drifting, like showdown, and that's like what I want to go do.
It is super fun. Love
Yeah.
Gambler.
Do you guys like grip? Do you like traction? Do you like sticky stuff? Do you guys like rubbers? Well, do I have the discount code for you? Goodest 651, 20% off Accelera 651s from Tire Streets. Get yourself some nice sticky rubbers, dude. Get yourself some sticky boys and slap the asphalt. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and get that traction. Get that track daddy traction. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and just absolutely dig in. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and just absolutely dig down in the gravel, dirt, asphalt. Get your axle snapped. So much grip. You know what I'm saying? Just get in there. Just freaking get in there. Get in there so deep. You know what I'm saying? This ad is going off the fucking rails, dude. They're not doing next year. There's no way Tire Streets is doing next year if I do ads like this. It's not happening. It's not happening unless you guys go buy tires with that discount code. So go do it. Get yourself some tires. 651 Acceler 651s, Goodest 651, Goodest 15 for everything else. You know what I'm saying, dude? Get yourself some tickety tires, dude. And get yourself some grippity grippers, dude. This
It's like I figured. So I watch actually like usually. So your pods are like my road trip material. So if I go on like a road trip, I watch
Sick.
movies. I watch like weird ass movies, conspiracy stuff, or I watch like Joe Rogan, or
What's
I
a
watch
weird
your stuff.
what's a weird movie to you?
Weird movie. I'm into like some weird stuff. I like just like I watch weird things about like quantum physics or like
Really?
astrophysics, just like weird stuff. It's cool stuff. It keeps me like really
Yeah.
occupied, so I can watch. Like I'm driving my truck, I can look up, like see like an image. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like a book on tape. Like I got that image. Watch that for
Yeah, yeah,
5 minutes. It's
yeah.
like glancing. I'm not really watching, but
Yeah.
I watch a lot of your pods while I'm driving. Everyone's
Sick.
got like a cool background. So it was like in front of cars, something cool. It's like, I should probably be in the garage. But mostly it's because of my dogs. Because like they get zoomies. So like they'll be okay for like 35 minutes. And it's like one starts zooming and the rest starts zooming. It's just like you'll hear it's like like ice skating in the background. It's like zipping in and out. And I scratch at the door. Like, you can't shut fucking doors in this house. They hate shut doors. It's like, all right, I'm going to the garage. And then I come to the
No more
garage and
li
they're scratching at the door. Yeah, they know. They're like, "Well, what's he doing in there? What's he up to?" Open the door up, they run away. Shibas.
Yeah.
They're weird dogs.
Shivas. How many
They're,
Shivas do you have?
I have three.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
three. They're all brothers, kind of. Like the oldest is 13. He's old, but you can't tell. He looks totally normal. Then we got a 9-year-old, and then we got a 4-year-old. But they're all like connected somehow by brotherhood. Like the top two have the
Oh, that's
same
cool.
dad, different moms. The third one's not actually related, but the same breeder. It's like we count
Mm,
it. So they're useless.
yeah.
They're they're not no utility of a Shiba. Can't take them hunting.
Mhm.
They're not good guard dogs. Not can't do anything like that. But they're funny.
I like him. I mean, yeah, Aaron's half husky, half Shiba is one of the most like, is the dog with the most personality I think I've ever met. Uh,
That's all they have. It's personality. Like they're
yeah.
not good for anything. You can't put one in a canoe and go like duck hunting. They're terrible at water. They hate loud noises. Like they're terrible at stuff, but they're funny as hell. They're my favorites. But yeah, yeah,
What's,
dogs.
uh what's next for you? Do you think you'll end up going back to Japan?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on the fence. It's kind of like good timing because I sent an email out to like a bunch of sponsors and like I hate going back to the sponsor thing. But like sponsors do kind of dictate what I do. They don't pay for a lot, but you know how expensive like driving is. It's kind of nuts right now. And if I can get
Yeah.
20 or 40 thousand dollars in funding to do a certain direction, then that's enough to sway me towards FD
To do
or
that.
something
Yeah.
else. So this year I used an experiment and I did 2 grid lives, one hyperfest, one LZ, and a couple of like random things like gamblers and riversides. And I'm trying to show everyone that in total, these 8 or 10 events have more views, like actual conversion views. So like if people are watching, people who watch FD aren't always car drivers. Even if you look at like the pits, like
No.
the spectator lot, you see a lot of
Right.
like weird shit. They're not drivers, right? They're not buying parts.
Yeah.
But if you go to
Yeah.
something like a gambler or Riverside, higher conversion, those guys all have modified cars.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pitch to sponsors that like keep my funding, give me the 20 or 40,000, but let me do things outside of FD because FD is not. It's the top tier competition, but it's not the top tier for views or for customers. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping to
Especially
pitch. I don't know
Prospec.
where it's going to land. Yeah, especially Prospec for sure. Yeah, Prospec
Yeah. It's
sucks.
kind of like, yeah. Well, it's like kind of turned into like a money thing. Cause like there's no money in Prospec. So it's really hard to get sponsored to go to Prospec.
Hmm.
So like you
Yep.
got to have like crazy backing to be able to do it,
Yeah.
or build your own car and literally kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to do both actually. Like you're wearing a Koru shirt. Like Koru is one of my biggest supporters. And like, um, even last year, like Greg tried to give me money and I was like, I turned it down because like, I don't want it. Like you guys are doing your own thing. Like you're doing something cool. Like Tyler's going through his whole deal. Like, I don't want money from those guys. I want money from people who, I mean, Koru could actually see a benefit. I'll rep Koru for free, but like, there's other
Dude,
companies like,
they
like Enios is my
They're the
biggest
best.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Enios makes millions of dollars. They're a big sponsor, and I think I can convert people into Enios running their oil because it's good stuff. Like I run their oil in both my cars, zero bearing failures. This thing ran for 3 laps with no oil pump. It's fine. So like I can
I
make
got a
them
case
money.
of it. I got a
Yeah,
case of
it's
it
good.
for free when I won Race Wars.
Nice.
And now like I got like 2 cases of it. So like I've been chucking it in the street car and like
Yeah,
idles
it's
really well.
oil,
Like it's
right?
like yeah, the
Yeah,
motor sounds good with the oil in it. Like it sounds way better than whatever was in it
yeah.
before.
So I
So
don't mind taking their money because I can make, if they give me X amount of dollars, I can make them more. I can get them customers. I can sell shops. It's fine. I don't want Core's money because like I want them. They're a small shop, do their thing. But I'm trying to figure out how to like show NEOs like those big companies that like FD is not it. That's not where you get your money. That's not the customers. You need to go to the LZ War Tour. Huge.
yeah.
Like you need to get in that Grid Life, Hyperfast. Like this is where the money is. So next
Yeah.
year, my goal is to do more of the fun events. I like to do the full LZ World Tour like series, maybe not all of them, not like not traveling. A bunch more Japan stuff, like with the Thrash Boys. I definitely want to drive with those guys, do Bihaku and like
Dude,
Mayhan.
the thrash team is like
Oh yeah, I think I'm
yeah.
wearing a hat. Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
I stole this from Yusef's. I felt bad at like Final Bout. I was like, "Yo, you got a hat?" He's like, "Oh, we're kind of sold out of hats." I was like, "We'll put that hat on your desk." It was like sitting right in there in front table. He's like, "You can have it." I was like, I don't want to just take it, but I will just take it because like it's a really cool hat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to drive with those guys. Like I want to do fun stuff. Like I think Japan's where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
have you been
I need
to?
to do
You've been to Japan a bunch of times, but have you been with?
mhm.
Like, did you have to drive Mahon? I know you went to Mahon.
I got to drive Mahon in 2016. I did like 3 laps and it was before I was like it was the first time I had ever driven right-hand drive. I've
Hmm.
told this story like a few times on the podcast, but like Aaron Wong from Pandora Motorsports rolled the car earlier that day and they like put a pole jack and
Oh
like
yeah, to push the
pushed the
roof
roof
back
back.
up. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And,
I love
the
that.
windshield shattered and, like, the door wouldn't close, so, like, no seatbelt, full blast, like, into turn 1, and I just, like, I chickened out on the first 2, and then the 3rd one, I was gonna go for it, and they flagged me to get off the track, and I was just like I got edged so fucking goddamn hard. Like,
You're still
but
holding
then
that edge years later.
yeah, like, I'm gonna nut so goddamn hard when I finally get to drive that track.
It's gonna go straight up the wall. Just
Yeah. Please, like, no, no, no. Can't- well, I can't pull a Josh. Sorry, Josh. Uh,
oh,
Front
I'll
Street
do it.
Josh. We all watched Front Street Josh like fucking fly backwards up the tires on turn 1 at Mahon. That was
That's
a
my
fun
plan.
trip though.
I gotta go.
Um,
That's like bucket list stuff. You got to go there, right? Like that's it's the
yeah,
king of drifting. That's it. That's where it started in my mind.
I rode with Nakamura at that track in that car that I drove, and the car drove like the motor felt good, but like the steering was like super loose and like just it just felt like the car felt weird in general. And I jump in with him and like just absolute insanity. And I'm like, that was the moment when I knew that I sucked at drifting and I had like 10 years of work to do to like even get like to the point where like I felt like I was anything. Uh yeah. So it's a good humbling experience and I talk about it all the time and like everybody should have that experience if they can.
That's
I'm
my
aware
goal.
that not everybody's gonna get to have that, but
I
I need
think
to drive there.
it's not that hard to get there. Like costs to get there are a little high, but if you think about like drifting in the US, it's crazy to spend in a weekend. You could spend 2 grand no problem on a low horsepower car for a 2-day event. So high horsepower, you can spend way more. So to go to Japan, I don't think it's that unaffordable. Like I don't know what flights are right now. They used to be $600 round trip. They're probably like 1,000 round trip. Um,
Yeah.
you got to buy
They're
or rent a
cheap. They're trying to
car,
get
but
people over there because of the fucking exchange rate. They're trying to get the exchange rate back up. So they're
yeah, I mean
subsidizing flights.
that's a good point though. Exchange rate, like if you're once you get to Japan, $20 a day, like US. That's plenty of
You're
money for
living
food.
good.
You got tons
Yeah,
of
and
food.
it's
Like
the
you can eat
food's
all
so good.
kinds of good. Yeah, it's good stuff. You go to a gas like a P cup, little like sideways gas station. They have great food like ramen and stuff. You're
What's a
good to
pea
go.
cup?
Oh, I don't know if I should call it P cups, but if you look at the signs, if you look at like it's got kanji and stuff, and it says P with a little like coffee cup. It's parking, I think, and coffee. But I call them P cups. They're probably not P
Oh,
cups.
alright.
That's what we call them. But it's like the road stops. Like even a road stop, you go like any like truck stop, you pull in. They always have like
Yeah, the food's so good.
homemade style ramen. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good. $20 a day, you're fine. Tires last
yeah,
forever. Fuel sucks. Fuel's expensive. We don't use that much. So like
yeah,
Japan's you're basically making money going to Japan is what I'm trying to say. If you go to Japan,
yeah,
you will come back richer. Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
That's my
It's
sales
true.
pitch.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
get you on the
Mayhan's
tourism board.
yeah, yeah. Mayhan's the goal though. I would love to go to Mayhan, but I want to go with people. I don't want to go solo. So I gotta find like the right group. Everybody wants to go to Ebisu, like you know, gung ho Matsuris, which are super cool. I love Matsuris. Like they're really fun. But yeah, I've been there twice. It's like I want to go somewhere else. I want to go to Nikko, Bihaku, Takashima,
Yes,
Mayhan.
yes,
Like
yes.
I want to bounce around. Like I did a track once. Let's go to the next one. Like let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. I think 350Zs they're coming down in price, and ZN6s. I see a lot like FRS, BRZ, like those cars.
In Japan or here and to,
Yusef
like, ship one?
in Japan, Yusef says they're like that's like a decent price car. The ZN6 is like a decent car. He's got a couple now, like in their little fleet. He's saying like that might be the move. I don't know they are stock. They're pretty slow stock, but I'm not worried about going fast. I just want to drive those tracks. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever's
same.
cheapest to drive those tracks all day long.
Yep. Yeah, I think they, like the only thing is I don't know how people, like some people complain about the electric power steering, some people don't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I know they
Yeah,
sell little
I don't know.
kits. You can buy like a little adapter, like plug it in, you get a little potentiometer, a little pot switch. You can like kind of
Yeah,
turn it up or down. I don't know how those feel. I drove one for one lap ever. It kind of sucked, but that car was super, super low. Like, fully touching
yeah,
front and rear wheels. So maybe that was part of the problem, but I trust
probably.
Yusef. If he says they're good, they're probably good.
Yeah. They,
So
yeah, Kazuya said he really liked them too. He was surprised. He was like, "I want an S15," and they're like, "You're getting a ZN6." He's like, "Fine," and then he drove it, he's like, "Yeah, okay, it's pretty good."
I'm
So,
surprised for pro. So like the only thing I'm not like a kinematics. I'm not a physics major, right? So like I get like basic kinematics, but Chelsea's like the guy I talked
what are
to.
you if I don't even know what fucking what was that?
Kinematics
Kinematics?
is like stuff moving in different directions. Like yeah, but Chelsea's like the kinematics
I
lord,
can't
in
believe
my
you called
opinion.
me smart.
You are smart. You're an engineer, man.
You like, listen to fucking
I
quantum
like
physics
listening to
ta
smart people. I don't
talks.
understand what they're talking about. I don't get quantum physics. Just like I don't understand suspension, but I've listened
Just
to it.
means that, like, shit can is either there or not there. Quantum computing is the
It's
one that blows
both.
my mind.
Yeah, and
Quantum
quantum
computing is
physics
like,
is
how is it not 1 or 0? How is it not an on or
it's
off switch?
both. It's Schrodinger's
It's
cat. It's alive and dead. It's like
how is it, like and then they're like, "Well, we're just measuring, like, the percentage," and I was like, "Okay, so every 1 and 0 is now, like, a range?" And they're like, "Yeah." What the fuck? How do you anyway.
I'm going to send you a link to the slit experiment. They have photons that go through a slit. There's two slits in a board, right? You have photons shooting through it, and they should come through the slits in a pattern, just two basic patterns, two lines. But when you're not watching, no observer, no camera, they turn into waves. When you start watching or turn a camera on, they turn into grids. So like I don't know what that means. It's like simulation stuff. Quantum stuff is really weird. I'll send you a little link, but not to go on a tangent, but that's where I think about suspension too. Is like I don't get suspension, like, but somebody smarter than me, like Chelsea, will tell me how things work. I'm like, okay, that's how it works. He says ZN6s suck. I'm like, well, Chelsea's pretty damn smart. Like he loves suspension.
He
I don't
he
really
also
get it.
drifts a he also drifts a fox body though.
Fox body's sick. Fox bodies are awesome. So I trust Fox body. Solid axle. You think about toe gain. Where's the toe gain on a solid axle? You got a big stick in the back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
flat.
it's the American Hachi, I know.
That thing's cool.
Oh,
Like,
I'm gonna get some heat for that comment.
that thing's cool. Have you actually seen that car in person?
They got coupes, they got fastbacks, like, it's the same thing. Like, the
We drove
80s,
in the
it's
one
the
Gambler.
American. Yeah.
We drove a bunch, and they're both white coupes. They both sound like SRs. That stupid EcoBoost is so good. It sounds like an SR,
Mm.
and it makes like 450 torque to the wheel with like nothing
What?
done to it. It's got like a Ford like Explorer ST turbo or something. I don't know. It's like bolt on car, makes 450 torque. Car's nuts. I'm thinking about throwing my SR out and putting an EcoBoost in it, but putting the
Someone's
SR
been
valve
tell
cover on top so they don't see it.
Yeah, someone's been telling me that they wanna try throwing those and stuff, and, like,
They're
people have been
pretty cool.
talking.
They're like twelve hundred
We got some
dollars. It's like,
we got some options.
yeah, I can't run a Ford though. Ford's just Ford's kind of lame. There goes my Ford sponsorship. Damn it.
Yeah, sorry. RTR.
RTR 2024 threw that out the window.
Yeah, yeah. They're like fucking there's like a fun haver email address, like, writing an email to you right now that's just gonna be like, I'm just gonna hold the
Just
delete button.
backspace, backspace, back.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, fuck that guy.
So you're a bow tie for life kinda guy?
I don't know what I am. Toyota.
Yeah.
Toyota is my only diehard brand. Nothing else has been loyal to me. I like Nissan. I like Rams for trucks, but Toyota, baby. That's Toyota has never failed me. I failed it once. I blew an engine on the JZX because I ran 2 quarts of oil at Utah, which is like 100 miles an hour, front sump pan, 2 quarts of oil. So like, can't blame the engine. That was me. But other than that, Toyota's
Damn.
solid. It still ran like 10 laps before it blew up, so it tried.
Yeah, I love my fucking Jay-Z. There was some sorcery going on over there when they made those motors, man.
hmm Those things are smart. Yamaha, Toyota, like the whole combination they had going on, they got it figured out.
Yep,
I still
yep.
run a 1J head on this thing just because
Really?
sounds better. It's Yamaha
Yeah.
sounds. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
they
the
make they
best.
make like xylophones, pianos, and Toyota heads. I'm like, they got the sound
Yeah.
figured out. Why would I
And
switch?
dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes, generators, a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? And yeah, and LFA exhaust notes.
Also good sounds. All of them sound good.
Yep. They're
Toyota
like they're
knows
like,
music.
does it make sound? Yeah. Does it make sound well? We want to be involved.
Yamaha. Yep.
Who do you think, like, is there like a person who works there where, like, people just like come to them, they're like, "Can you make this sound good?" And they're like, "Hi."
There probably is some dude who lives in like he lives in like one of those like egg carton shelled
Oh,
rooms, a soundproof room. He's just like,
isobaric
yeah.
chambers.
He only plays with like the head. He's like, oh no, the sound not right. He's just, like, just playing with it until it gets like the right tone. He's like, yeah, 87 decibels. Like that's it. Someone,
Yeah.
whatever it is, that works. Anybody who says one
That's
J
the
heads sound worse than 2J heads is 100% wrong. Nobody's ever said that,
Yep. No one's ever said that. And if they have,
but they're
fuck
still
'em.
wrong.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
lying.
They're just trying to get clicks.
Yeah, 1J for life.
Yep. I just wish they didn't get really expensive during COVID.
JZs are expensive. Yeah, even they're a little bit better now. Like they settled, but I mean, it's still not crazy. I see like 5 grand for a 2J. Kind of nuts.
Yeah.
This car
Yeah.
here I bought brand new from Toyota. I bought the short block from Toyota. So they sell
You
brand new
can do that?
short blocks. Yep, brand new 2JZ GT short blocks. Comes in a nice package, straight to your door, 3,500 bucks shipped, and then
What?
it's not that bad. Then you have a brand. So this one's, I mean, this car's built. So crank rods, pistons were torn out, but those crank rod and pistons are still worth 1,500 bucks, $2,000. So it's not that bad of a deal. And then this thing's got a BC 3.4 in it. It's a 1.5J with a 3.4 bottom, so it's a really stout
Ooh,
1.5J. Yeah, kind of weird. I think
dude.
it's the only one I can think of that has a a 1J head on top, but it works.
You did it just for the sound?
And because I had stuff, I already had the manifolds, and
Mm.
the 1J heads aren't bad. Like how the ports are kind of like they're unequal, but there's more metal in between. So this thing's port matched. So we took the manifold on both sides and port matched them, so it's flow all the way through. The car right now is on 7 psi wastegate, and it makes 650 on a 7 psi spring. Like no boost control at all, just 7 psi
What?
spring makes 650. Yeah, yeah. So one and a
Oh,
half
so
J is the way
it's
to go.
damn. Well, I know if I blow my bottom end, what I'm gonna do now.
That's it, man. And also,
Yep.
it's the BC 3/4. So it's got like the lightweight crank. So you shed 8 to 10 pounds off the crank, so it actually revs faster than a 3 liter. It's like knife edge
Dude,
counterweights. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I'm
sick.
keeping this valve train. I want to get drivetrain. I maybe will get rid of the chassis. Like I'm debating on getting rid of the shell. Maybe get an S15 or I've got a GR 86 over there. If you can see it. There's a GR over there.
Oh shit.
I'm thinking about putting the drivetrain in that, but the drivetrain needs to stay together. 1.5J GSR quick change. That's perfect. I'll never change that.
Yeah.
I love it. So we'll see.
How could
If anybody listening wants to buy a JZX 100, just hit my line. Let me know.
what's
Throw me
a
some
what's
money.
a what's a JZX 100 FD legal shell go for these days?
I don't know. There's like only one of one on the market. People don't
Yeah.
turn these into race cars really, but I don't know. It's
Yeah.
got like I have 4 sets of aero, Kazuma, 2 racing lines, 1 BN, 2 sets of fenders, 4 sets of coilovers, all 3 ways. I got 2 sets of wise fab, front and rear. Got everything. 4 sets of axles. So bunch of
Damn. Someone
shit.
make this man an offer.
Yeah,
75 grand.
hit me up. If
So
somebody buys
it's
it
cheap.
and they buy it from this channel, then I will give Palmer a 3% commission. That might be
All
something.
right.
That might be a couple grand.
Everybody cash this man out.
Just when you buy it, at the end when you check out, do Palmer Sand JZX 100 for 10% off.
Yeah.
See if that works.
Yeah. I really now I hope you sell it. I don't want you to sell it, but now that I got skin in the game.
What's funny is actually
Oh,
like 30 minutes ago, probably like an hour ago, I won a livery contest from Martino for Design Shop React, and I
you
told him I
won
was like,
the
if
contest?
I won the contest, and I was like, if I win this, I won an S15 because like I've been trying to get an S15. I was like, if I get an S15, it's gonna be like his car is perfect to me. Your SGT with a GT wing, like
Oh, it's so
that's pretty
good.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want that. And I was like, if I win, we're gonna have to try to maybe get rid of the JZX shell. So sell that roller, pop it in an S15, DSR livery. That might be the move. Yeah,
More no sleeping, more building.
this should be easy. They make cage kits, roll cages for it. Jay Z's bolt right in. That should be fine. All right.
Yeah. Jay-Z S15 is fucking
Right.
one of the best things ever.
I think they win the most championships, right? Like I think I've look at like Dean doing like 3 in a row, and like Naoki
Yeah.
loves his. So like Peter, I
Yeah.
think they're good.
Mhm. I think now he likes SRs more than he likes Jay-Z's from what I've been told.
Yeah,
But if you're going for trophies, then you gotta go with old reliable, you know?
it's like you need both. I mean, the SR is like special because it's like they're not even that much
Yeah.
lighter. Like they're a little bit
A
lighter, probably 200 pounds lighter. It's a good chunk, but
yeah.
there's
A
something
good
they made up to
SR
an S
is
chassis.
a good SR is the best.
Never had one.
Like a like a good like a good like 300 horsepower or 350 horsepower SR is just like I don't know. There's like something magical about that.
hmm SRs are the most fun. Like even this thing is not a comp car. It's a joke. It's like basically T28 bolt-on car. It's the original SR that came from factory. So it's like the 1991 SR. still in there unopened. The only thing I ever did is I replaced one rocker because I broke like a lobe off the rocker. It's like one lobe clicked off, the other lobe stayed on. So I didn't even lose the rocker. And I still drove qualifying and top 16 with half a rocker. The car just kept going. Like the car's so good. It's like I don't want to tear that SR out, but the winter plan is to build a proper SR, like maybe a 400 horsepower SR. And I think that car's gonna be so much better. Like 260 is fun, but yeah, I get beat up a lot. It's like I'd like to have a little more power.
Yeah.
I think 400 S chassis. That might be the pinnacle of drifting. That might be it. It's like the most fun. They're super
Oh
fun
yeah.
cars.
Oh yeah. Uh, I have a question for you that I've always wondered, and because you're somebody who likes to do the driving style that a lot of us enjoy, but also have done FD, I've always wondered in Prospec, it's like I don't know, you only have so much tire.
Hmm.
A lot of these cars, like why do you need 6, 7, 800 horsepower to spin a 255? Like, is it just the way that the tracks are? You need to be able to like flash the tires and like, is
Yeah,
that just
that's a that's tough. So like that's something I never figured out. So like, um, my car now makes like right right now in its current form 650, but it'll make 850. That's what it'll run out on the turbo. And like I ran at 800 for Orlando, and like I qualified first. I felt really confident, like I'm going to win this event. Like I felt like I had it. And then I made the top 16 and I lost because I ran out of tire. Like I led first, and my chase I had the bank and I was out of tire for a whole second half of the course. So I never figured out how to
fuck?
manage tire. Like that's also part of being like a small team. Like have some support. Like my friends help me. Like we're not an FD team. I don't understand how the stuff works to balance this. And also you practice at 6 a.m. You'll compete at 8 p.m. So like the track's totally different. So
Yeah.
you don't need a lot of power, and the power is different. Like a turbo car with 800 is the same in my opinion as an LS car with 650 or 600, because like the way they put the power down is so like abrupt, where we're kind of like linear, kind of like rolls into power. So
Yeah.
like you don't need a lot of power. If you have a good 600 horsepower car with proper gearing, good suspension setup, you can run Prospec. You can run the whole field. You might struggle at like Utah. Maybe Utah you might struggle because it's pretty fast. Even Atlanta, you should be all right. But yeah, the power thing is like kind of crazy. You look at Ben Hobson though, like Ben Hobson's the homie. Like he's the dude. Like I'm super happy he won the championship and we're all rooting for him. The guy's car makes like 1080 this year. His car's nuts. And it's backed by Odie, so it's full field suspension. He's got all the data in the world from Odie. Front rack wise fab kit, which he said was like amazing setup, way big change. But you can see
More
that the power
BMW
does help
stuff.
in certain areas. Nobody runs. Yeah. Front rack's the move. Like front rack is.
Yep.
Why don't we all run that?
Yep.
But nobody
Yep.
runs from
Rear
Ben.
sump.
Yes.
You
Yeah. Rear sump
you want
front
that.
rack. Why
Yeah.
is nobody doing that? So if I keep the JZX, I'm doing a front rack. I will figure it out. I'm going to run front rack, but that's you have to do that stuff. But Ben Ben didn't win because of house horsepower. He probably had the most in the field. He won because he knows he's got the king of setup, Odie behind him, killer driver, but horsepower didn't hurt. Like he knows how to. Nobody's going to stretch him out. Like if he makes a mistake chasing, he can use the power
He
to
can
catch
just
him. But
mm,
yeah, yeah, the power thing's kind of nuts. I think it's actually a crutch. So yeah, I got stuck with it too. Like I chased like a lot of grip too. Like my first thing going to FD, I was like, okay, going from like pro am to big dogs. Like let's shove all the grip at it. So I pull up to my first round of FD and I got like 2 inches of toe in the rear. I'm running 8 psi in the rear tire. It's just like the car barely makes out of the trailer. It's like like just chopping its way out of the trailer, like fully towed in. I'm like, yeah, like let's go, like chest out, like
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
FD time,
Yeah.
baby. And like all I do is just plow into the back of other people's cars. I'm like, shit, this car won't. I can't stay behind anybody. So like you have to find that crazy balance. It takes some time.
Yeah.
Prospect cars are
Yeah,
not that
because
fast though.
They're not all
honestly.
set up for crazy grip. Yeah.
No, that tire helps. Like,
I've I've chased down Prospec cars.
yeah,
They're not crazy fast. They're just it's so different. I don't know how to like
they will
explain it.
make a shit ton of smoke. Like the wheel speed's way higher than yours will probably be. Like you might be
Yeah.
80, they might be 110 or 120. Like they're making way more
Yeah.
smoke, but they're not going anywhere. Like they're not going
Yeah.
faster than you. So like as long as you
Yeah.
can drive blind, you can outrun a Prospect car with 400 horsepower, in my opinion,
Yeah.
for most tracks.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Yep, and you can probably beat them. You have beat them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
here and
horsepower
there.
thing's stupid. That's American. That's American stuff. We're always like, everyone needs to make the most power. It's stupid. Even here, like Chelsea, Forsberg, those guys, they every single year they petition to bring the tire size down. Bring for Pro One, bring it down to 275/40. That's what they want. That's like the magic number. Good sidewall, good tire. We can still run 900 to 1,000. The cars last all season. Driving will be like it's more of a driver's race instead of like a tire
Yeah.
race or like car race. So that's what they want, but I don't know if we'll ever get there.
It'd be nice. I don't know. I think they're gonna have to do something because like I don't know, like Drift Masters and like all the like European stuff, and then like now LZ World
Hmm.
Tour, like that's where like a lot of the eyes and I mean, people are still there's a lot of FD hopefuls and stuff out there too. I don't know. It's there's options. There's options now.
Yep.
So with options come people having to get creative and make changes and make things more
If we
exciting. And I
if somebody could make a better US series, I think you would see most drivers jump ship right away. Like I am ready to go. Like I'm hoping nobody from FD listens to this because I would jump ship in a second. Like I'm out. Like FD is not my passion. I don't want to be a pro FD driver, but I'll do it because that's where you get the most views. That's where you get the sponsor support. That's where the best drivers are. Like for competition wise, in my opinion, FD is still the standard for US. So if we had a Drift Masters US, I like their style more. Like RDS even. RDS is nuts.
RDS
You
is
watch those
sick,
guys. Those dudes
but it
drive like
like
12 corners per track. You
yeah,
can't do 12
that's a lot of it
corners.
is the track. Yeah, well, that's the thing
Yeah,
is they don't run crazy high wheel speed. They run the cars gripped up and super fast, and they're not just
that's what I
blowing the
like.
tires off the car.
Yep. I don't like
Yeah,
figure eights. I want to do like road course, high speed, high momentum. Like that's the fun stuff. The figure eights are not my
yeah,
style. And also I'm not good at it, and it costs a lot more money because your tire wear is higher. Road course is where it's at. So
yeah.
if we could do a 12 turn RDS style momentum based course, sign me up. I'm in. I don't care if I get last place every time. I'll have fun. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
that's what we need. Somebody listening, please set up like a
Yeah.
high level competition series that has good road courses.
Yep. I don't think there's any billionaires that listen to this, and if they do, they haven't hit me up to help
Come
me
on,
out
man.
yet,
Come
but
on, billionaires.
where are you
Elon,
at?
I know you're listening. Elon, just set this
Yeah.
thing up.
Yeah, you like making bad decisions, especially lately.
Yeah, I don't
Like, let's
care. It's a couple
fucking
million
get
dollars.
into drifting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pennies. Just do like he's gonna make us drive Teslas or something. Never mind. Not Elon. Who's more corrupt? Who's like more into like hurting the planet? Bezos. He's probably terrible with the planet. Make a drift series. He doesn't care. Bunch of Amazon trucks drifting it. I don't care.
Ugh,
There is
that'd
actually
be
one cool
fucking
series though. Have you seen the Drift Appalachia thing?
no. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
How
So,
close is that to you?
so the first one was like Kentucky, I think. That's probably like 10 or 12 hours. The next one though, I'm invited to. So I'm doing the next one. And it's in West
Is it
Virginia.
on
So
is it on like another street
it's
course?
on a street. It's on a street in West Virginia.
Oh,
Like West Virginia is that's my favorite state probably. West Virginia is a spot. So probably 3 to like 6 hours depending where they are. So definitely doing that. Try and bring the SR car. And they said this one's going to be like V1. They said Kentucky was a test, like a beta. West Virginia is like
dude.
West Virginia
I'm
has
moving to
high
the fucking
media.
East Coast, dude. I'm sick of you
Come
fuckers,
over,
dude.
hurry up,
Dude,
come on over.
man.
It's in early
I'll
November.
I'll brave the goddamn winners.
do it. There's no date, there's no location. It's all secret. I probably shouldn't even say anything, but like early November, they're gonna do this thing. It's gonna be like super high media, really fun. And then they said they're stopping. They said they're gonna do West Virginia and then just chill. Like they don't want to get saturated. They don't want to do a bunch of them, just maybe one per year. So West Virginia and then wait another year,
Uh,
which I kind of like. That's a smart idea.
that's so cool because it's like really unique and dude, that is
Hmm.
like everything for all of us, you know.
I know.
I
I'm so
like
excited.
the clips from that are just
I can't wait.
I'm so jealous of everybody that got to drive that, and I'm now very jealous of you.
They said the next one's worse. They said like it's like on the side of a cliff. Like you have a cliff face going up a hill or down a hill. Like you have there's zero like runoff. It's guardrails or hills or cliff. Like there's just I can't wait. So much
Dude,
better.
so sick.
Yeah, I
That's
know. I'm
so sick.
excited. So November, if you want to come out to the East
Most people would
Coast,
hear
we'll
that
take
and
you
be
down
like,
there.
"I'm not that sounds terrible."
That sounds so
But
good. What
for
are you talking about?
yeah. No, I'm saying like normal people, like
Yeah.
not
Well.
drift idiots like
Oh,
us.
like regular humans, so you go like Aldi and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, they don't get it. They're missing out.
Missing out on the man.
So you got to risk your life, man. Just
Yeah.
sit
It's
in a 30-year-old Nissan, go 90 miles an hour at a guardless or guardrail-less corner. That's that's what it's about. If you don't make it, you're
that's the
going to get on
secret.
YouTube. You're going to get something out of it.
Yeah, you're gonna end up a thumbnail somehow.
Yeah, you win or you lose. It's a win-win. You get a sick clip like the Evo corner. You want to get going off the hill, or you're going to nail it. Either way, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, one's gonna get a lot more attention.
Going off
Uh,
the hill. Yeah,
yeah. No, no, yeah. The general population doesn't care about cool drifting, they only care about burnouts and crashing. That's what I've
sideshows.
that's what I've learned is the secret to if you wanna grow your social media, post burnouts and drift
Hmm.
crashes, and,
I know.
that's
I see it.
that's it.
It's so cringy too because I see it on like YouTube. People are always like, "Oh, I just totaled my car," and like you watch the whole damn 28-minute video, and like the last 30
Yeah.
seconds, you see that like he like bumper sweeps somebody else. You're like, that was it. Like I watched this whole
Yeah.
thing. I want to see somebody get totaled. You know what I
Yeah.
signed up for? Like, why am I here?
Yeah, just
Bait me.
another sucker born every minute, fucking rich
Yeah,
white man.
it's me every single time. I'm a sucker. I'll do it every time too. I try to beat the algorithm. Like I'm gonna watch the video, but I'm gonna fast forward to you see like the little curves in the video. Like that's where everybody replayed
Yeah,
it. I'll go to the big curve.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's still bait. They still got the view. And go to the next one. It's like, damn, I'm trying to give them
yeah,
credit.
yep. I remember the first time we had any interaction, it was on Instagram, and I asked you if I asked you if you introduce yourself like James Bond.
Rich white man, rich white man.
Yeah, um, I don't know why I brought that up, that was another weird tangent. I think
It's
I'm
a real
losing my
name
mind a
though,
little
by the
bit.
way. It's just it is
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
And
people didn't
speaking
believe
of
me.
is real, I used to work in Israel. Used to go there all the time. And
Whoa, interesting.
I didn't get phone service in Israel, so I'd use Facebook Messenger to talk to like my wife and like my family and stuff. And I was in Israel, and like all of our conference rooms are in bunkers. So you have 12-inch steel concrete filled doors, like big doors. And like it's pretty crazy. You go in there, they have like these crazy HVAC systems. So if there's a bomb, the HVAC system snaps shut. And like I only get service
Whoa.
randomly. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's crazy country though. Like very pretty country, great food, great women. It's like a really cool country, minus the bombs. But I was in there and I only used Facebook Messenger to talk to my wife. And then coincidentally, just totally random, Facebook shut down my account because they said Rich Whiteman is not a real name. They're like, you can't have nicknames. They shut my account down. That's the only
No
way I
way.
communicate to all my family. So she wakes up like one day, goes to send me a message, and she's like, "This account is not active." And it happened to be
Oh
the
my god,
same
so she
day that Palestinians were crossing the border and stabbing people. So she's like thinking, I got murdered or something,
and
and
they,
my
like,
account
swept
shut
you under
down.
the
And she's
rug or
panicking.
something? Yeah.
She was panicking. And like,
That's
I was being an
crazy.
asshole the same day. I rented a scooter and tried to drive to Egypt, past the Gaza Strip down to Egypt. Like, they wouldn't let me in. They're like, no, you can't come in here. We're in the middle of like some shit right now. So they turned me around.
Yeah.
All these things happen at once. She's like, oh, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Like, she was convinced that I did not live. And then eventually I had to send them a picture of my ID to show, like, here's my license. That's actually my name. They turned it back on, and then like I was okay. But it took like a solid 2 days. She was panicking. She was like crying and like freaking out, like, I'm gone. Like, I got stabbed, or I was in Egypt and I got, taken or kidnapped or something. But no, it's okay.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like, what are the odds that all those things lined up at once? I was in Israel. They shut my account down. I was riding a scooter through Egypt. Like, yeah. But they, Facebook hates my name. Every couple years,
Yeah.
they send me another thing like, you can't have a nickname. It's like, it's still my actual name. It's not not a
Yeah, like,
nickname.
put it in your fucking database.
Yeah, like, can you guys lock this thing? There's another rich white
Yeah.
man out there. He's a rapper, and I get tagged in his stuff all the time.
No, you don't.
He's this, oh man, he actually DM'd me too. He's like this super strong. He looks like a rich white man, like that kind of guy. Like, he's full supremed out, like, rapper. Um, he's like, yo, bro, you want to collab? I didn't say no. I was like, I'm interested. Like, what do you want to do? Like, we could do something pretty funny. He's like, yeah, come on down to Kentucky. We'll spit some lines. I was like, all right, well, we gotta meet in the middle. Like, can we meet like
Yeah,
Maryland and like
yeah,
not spit lines? But
yeah. You're like,
yeah,
"Can we do something with drifting and you rapping?" That's, like, really
yeah,
popular right
I
now.
could
You're
do
kinda
donuts
missing, like, a
around you,
gr
like Rich Whiteman while he's rapping. Yeah,
uh,
it's a curse of a name. I mean,
is
it's my
that
real name, but yeah, they
yeah, it's
picked on a
not
lot
short
for it.
for but is it, like, short for Richard? Could you just be Richard
It's
Whiteman?
Richard, yeah. Richard James Whiteman. You know, it's Whiteman, but like people say White Man. And I'm a junior, so it's not like I created this. My dad was it first, and he was like, "That was pretty funny. Let's pass it on to this guy. Let him deal with it." I had fun getting picked on in high school. Let's let him deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, "Ah,
We're
it'll
not
make him
even white.
stronger."
We're not even like pure
Yeah?
white. I'm mostly like Iberian, like Spanish. So I'm mostly
Whoa,
Spanish,
interesting.
like Spain Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah.
Scandinavian Spanish, and that's it. Like, I'm not even like regular white.
Where does
Yeah,
the last name come from?
I don't know. Well, I think he's adopted, honestly. So if you look at like
Okay.
my whole family, they look way different. Me and my dad are like
Mm.
darker skin, like different face. We don't look anything like our family. I'm also like a foot and a half taller than most of my family. So yeah, I think my dad was picked up at one point, and then I was hatched later.
Nice. That's that's a wow. Yeah, I guess I guess that's like a I wonder if that was like a given last name or a chosen last name at some point in the
I
lineage.
always felt like we were like partly Native American or something, where like they kind of like just name you based off of what they see. Like, your name is Rainwater, or like you're a white
Yeah.
man because we were like lighter. But no,
Yeah.
apparently we're not. I did like the DNA. I work at a pharma company, so I've done like multiple
Mm.
DNA tests, and like it's pretty clear. I'm Spanish and Scandinavian. That's kind of it. So yeah, nothing crazy. But I wouldn't
Sick.
call that white though.
Yeah. I'm definitely white, I
Yeah,
think.
most of us are,
Uh,
right?
yeah. I'm like
But
painfully white, you know?
it's a melting pot, man. We're all
Yeah.
something. We're all like, nobody's just one thing. We're all a bunch of stuff.
I'm just like a lot of like Europeans clapping cheeks, you know? I was like, wow, that's like
You're
my
like
fucking
the classic mix. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm all kinds of I'm like I'm so mixed that like people don't even like know what we are. Like my dad's side.
That's what I
I
was thinking
think
about
we're
too, is
this.
like, you think about aliens, I'm like, I know we're going on a weird route here. We're way off the
No, keep
drifting.
it.
Like,
Let's roll
I
it,
think about
dude.
like, right. So you look at aliens, and you're like, well, dude, they're like, they're small. They have like low stature. big brains. They have like low musculature build, right? Are they just us in the future, right? It's just all of our races blended
That's
together. We've relied on machines and technology, so we have low volume, right? So we're just tiny little
yeah.
creatures, big brains.
Yep.
Is that
Yep.
us? Is that where we're going to be?
I feel like that's always kind of been the concept. Like, why? Yeah,
Makes
why
sense.
wouldn't? Yeah, like, how do you feel about all this like alien stuff? Like, they're like saying that like UFOs are real. Like, the government is telling us that
Yeah,
UFOs are real. How did you like? Were you like a UFO person before?
yeah, I'm way
Did
into
you
it.
like?
So
Okay,
I've like
all
even
right.
as a kid. So my parents are pretty religious. Both sides are like super religious, but religion doesn't like really bypass aliens. So I've read the
What?
Bible plenty of times. Well, I mean, it depends on how you read it, right? So there's like different translations.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't say there's not aliens. We're created in like his image, right? Doesn't mean that we're the only
Hmm.
ones. So I look at just the odds, just statistics. You look at how many galaxies we have. Each galaxy has 100 billion stars. There's trillions of galaxies. 100 billion times a trillion is just some crazy number that our brains can't compromise. So there's some sort of species out there, right? There's got to be something. Got to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think. I think it's like crazy to think that we'd be the only ones in in a fucking, I don't know. We like can't we can barely see to the other side,
Yeah, we see
and
45
like those are
billion light
just
years in each
specks.
direction. That's what we can see. That's observable, right? So beyond that, it's unobservable. It's huge. I don't
Yeah, and it's not like
necessarily
we can't.
believe that aliens come here and crash their ships. It's pretty wild that they come here and like, oh shit, we made it through like multiple stellar systems, but like, oh fuck, there's a mountain. They crash their ships. Like that's pretty wild. Like I don't know if that's true, but maybe you know
Yeah, yeah. They just come out here for like a day trip. They're like, let's go look at those
yeah,
dumb fucking
that could
humans.
be. It could be like an experiment. They're coming down here, like just like coming down to like the zoo. Like, look at these stupid idiots. And like, oh shit, we
That's
wrecked the
yeah.
car. They're probably day drinking, just like, whoops,
Yeah, that's what
crash
I'm
their ship.
saying. Yeah. What else do you do at the zoo?
Bunch of teenagers are out just day drinking. Let's go look at like
Yeah.
the modern
S-
apes. And
s-
they're like, look at these idiots. Like,
yeah.
whoa, tip their
They're like,
ship
oh
into a
look,
mountain. Look, they found nuclear power. Bunch of idiots. Smash. Like, fuck. I mean, maybe that's true. I don't know.
that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like it's like people taking day trips. Like there's like probably like families and stuff. They're like, let's take the kids to see the fucking humans.
Hmm.
I'm like, yay,
I don't doubt it. My uncle's
you
like a
know?
big time pilot. He's a SEAL pilot. So like in my
Oh
opinion,
shit,
all my family are pilots. My dad's a pilot. My uncle, they're all pilots. But he was a SEAL pilot, so he's like top tier. He flew like Chinooks and stuff for a long time. And he
sick.
said he saw two things ever in 35 years, and I believe it, dude. He's not a liar. He doesn't embellish. He said he saw two things that he can never explain. It's like maybe it's true. So I've always believed ever since I heard him as a kid. I was like, he's probably doesn't mean it's aliens. Could be something, maybe extra dimensional. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this,
Yeah,
but like I definitely believe in
yeah.
something. There's not three dimensions. Fairly confident in that. There's definitely more than three dimensions. So
Some
maybe there's just something
quantum
in our other
quantum fucking
dimensions.
objects. Some quantum
Yeah, you never
objects
know, right?
existing on a
Yeah, for
plane that we
sure.
can only see every
If
once in a while.
Yep, if you live in two dimensions, we would blow your mind in three. Touch a piece of paper, they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" It's also three dimensions. So maybe somebody's just touching our dimension. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a
clapping
that's
our
a deep one,
dimension. It's
man.
cheeks.
I need to pull out my pen for this conversation.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
meanwhile, we're just a bunch
So
of
we're
apes
not
driving
alone.
cars doing burnouts. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
doing the least technological thing we could possibly do. Like, let's just spin
do
our
you
wheels
think
way faster than our car's going.
do you think aliens ever come and like spectate like what we're doing? Like, do you think aliens like listen to like there's like an alien that like heard like funk music, like the like PHONK, like that like Russian
I
techno
hope
shit, and they
so.
like see all
I
the
really hope
drifting
so.
clips, and they're like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool. We should go check that out in real life."
I kind of hope
Like,
so. I hope they see something like they see something how stupid we are. They're like, you know what? Like those guys kind of get it. Like they got the base
yeah,
skills. Like they love just like doing burnouts and listening to like terrible music. Like they
Yeah.
smoke plants. Like they're having a great time down there. Like maybe they got it figured out. Maybe they envy us. Like these
Yeah, they
guys
come
got it.
down and they're just like, they just everything's so simple here.
Yeah. They
Like, they're
eat
just they're
cows and
so
like yeah, they drink alcohol. It's just such a weird race. Like, they love just like
yeah.
giving
We're like
poison into their body. It's
we're like very like primitive to them. We're like if we go
mhm.
to the zoo and there's just like two like monkeys like fighting each other and shit.
Do
Like
you ever
they
see the
like
videos of
come
like
down here and see
a bulldog riding a skateboard? I will watch every single video of a dog riding a skateboard. That's like us. Aliens watching a dog riding a skateboard is like watching us
us
drive our cars.
drifting.
You're like, look at these little idiots. Look at they think look at them riding a car. Look at them go. Look at him go. He's so cute. That's
It's
us.
so adorable.
Oh,
Oh
he almost
fuck.
got it.
That's oh, he crashed. Oh, he tried.
I
He was
hope
just a
that's
dumb
us.
ape anyway.
I'm actually optimistic
Yeah.
that's us. I think we're probably lower than that. We're probably like bacteria to them. Like, oh, these guys are
Mm,
ruining this rock.
yeah. They're just like, we would let him into the like the interdimensional like fucking chill, but
Hmm. The
yeah, I
international
don't think
chill.
I
Yeah.
don't think they're
Yeah.
ready.
They didn't pass the vibe check. The
Yeah.
interdimensional
Yeah,
vibe
human
check. Uh,
Yeah, you guys stay in your fucking solar system, all right?
yeah, stay in your
Yeah.
solar lane.
You guys chill, we're gonna cruise. We're gonna go to
It
the fucking
is wild though. It blows my mind. I mean, I know we're on a pod, so like I sit outside and use like recreational substances and just look at the stars. That's my favorite spot. Sit on the porch, do a little grass and look at the stars. I'm like, well, it's just very big. Like drifting's my favorite thing. It's the most important thing in my life. Like, I mean, that's not like my wife and my dogs are most important. Then drifting's most important hobby, and it works like in the list somewhere. But it's like it doesn't really matter, right? Like we're just little rock floating through space. So even if you're good at drifting, you're still nobody. Nobody cares. You're not really anybody.
yeah. I try and remember that. That's good.
Yep.
It's good to like humble yourself with nothing matters because we're just all beings like
Yeah.
existing on this weird fucking place like uh,
Hmm.
that we didn't choose to be on
Yep.
or be a part of.
Just
Like
enjoy the ride, right?
forced to live the human experience.
It's pretty cool though. Like I'm pretty happy, pretty stoked that we got this chance. Like if you think of the odds of being like a sperm to make it into an egg, to be a human, to like to get to this point, to be in a country where you have the funding to get to drifting, like we're pretty damn lucky. Like just even if you have
Yeah,
like a KA S13 and you got scrub tires, damn, you're lucky. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. And
enjoy
there's
it.
there's always going to be somebody with more shit or more followers or more
Hmm.
clout or whatever. Like there's always going to be somebody with like more money. Like, but I don't know. Yeah, I
Yep.
think being like present is key. I think looking up at the stars is a good reminder of that. That we're pretty fragile. Like one of
Yeah.
those fucking rocks
Yep.
hits us, we're all done.
I can't
So
wait.
like just
No, I
enjoy it while
can't.
you
I'm just
can.
kidding. You do always look up though. You're always like, I'm always looking like, I'm like, whoa, man, Jimmy's got like 15 extra car. 15's low. He's got like 35 cars. Like LZ has
Yeah,
like a compound of 200 cars. Like you're always looking up. Like you got to remember, like
yeah,
there's people looking at you too. Like people look at all of us
yeah.
like, whoa, like you're
I
A class or
yeah
like
people
you're doing cool shit. Like we're doing
yeah
pretty good. We're having fun.
yeah. We like look at people who have a bunch of cars, and then we have a car that people would like kill
Yeah.
to have, probably
Yep.
kill, like depending on where you live and
Yeah.
if you're a sociopath or not.
Might actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Uh,
don't kill for cars, by the way. If
yeah,
anybody's
don't do that. Yeah,
thinking about it,
please don't.
it's not the
Yeah,
best way to do it. Working for
yeah,
cars is probably smarter. Getting a second job is probably better.
yeah,
There's plenty of YouTube
yeah.
tutorials for like, Etsy or something. That's probably
Yeah,
better.
honestly, you could probably do better as a capitalist as a sociopath than a murderer.
That's true. You don't really get paid much for
Yeah,
murder. Murder's cheap. It's like 5 grand.
yeah.
How many people you got to murder for an S13 these days? It's not worth it, man.
Too
Just sell
many.
shirts on Etsy. Yeah,
Yeah.
dropship
Yeah.
printing. It's way easier. It's super easy. You have like a picture of like a barn and a tractor. It just those things sell, man. They pump out.
Yeah. You get that, like, fucking people who want that what is that, like, country farm what's that fucking style called? I don't know. People you, like, walk in their, like, house and they have just, like,
Oh,
barn
like Chip and
barn
Joe.
de bar barn decor. I don't know.
That's me, man. Barn decor. That's
Yeah.
Chip and Joe from like was it like the Home Network show? We're going to like
Yeah.
shiplap on like the one wall and like Subway's tile over here. Like just make a super barn dough. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's in
Like, you're
right
gonna be,
now.
like, reshoeing fucking, like, horses in your living room.
That's honestly my next door neighbor's got a big horse farm for sale. I'm trying to buy it. You know what my big excitement is this month is I'm getting a new roof. That's how old I am. I'm excited to get a new roof. I picked granite. It's granite black. It's like this granite mixed black. I'm really
Ah,
excited for
sick.
it. Can't wait.
Yes. Styling up your house,
I'm getting new siding. I'm getting piping on the sides. So it's gonna be like dark gray with like white piping on the sides. This is a big month for me.
Yeah. Stepping up the house game is if you can mod a car, you can mod a house.
Super lame. We actually got hit by a tornado, so I'm getting most of it done for free. So I'm kind of like conning the insurance company on this one. Not conning. I mean, I didn't build the
Yeah,
tornado.
we
It
didn't know,
actually came
definitely.
through.
Yeah,
But
yep,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
We
I'm
we
not,
do not
Hall. I'm not,
we don't talk about we don't promote
yeah,
insurance fraud on the Goodest cast, even though I know all you
yeah,
motherfuckers listening have at least done it once.
yeah. Don't tell or haul me. I didn't create the tornado. It came through. I for sure looked out the window and was like coaching it towards me. I was like, come on, like let me get a couple
Come
shingles
here.
ripped off. And luckily
Come
we
here.
made the limit. There's 22. That's a limit. 22 shingles ripped off, you get a free roof. So we got a free roof.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Raise about to raise the roof on that motherfucker, dude.
can't wait. It's gonna be sick. I'll send you guys some pictures. That black granite's gonna
Yeah.
look so much better than I think I have East Coast gray right now. We're gonna switch to black granite.
Mm,
It's gonna be nice.
mm, yeah. Murder out your roof.
Yeah, it is. The whole house is black. It's got black siding, black roof, and then white piping. It's like gray piping on the side at the corners.
Damn.
No, it's sick. Real goth.
That's cool.
Amish
Yeah, that's
goth. That's what
tight.
we're going for. Trying to get the Amish goth look.
Goth.
um, I think we're ruining this pod.
No, it's going great. These are my
uh,
favorite ones.
the ones where you talk about siding and roofing.
Yeah.
Siding one. I could talk about the sheathing we got because there's an ice shield we have too. Like it's fully decked out, man.
I don't even know what sheathing is.
I don't either. I just paid extra $800. They were like, "This is way better." And I was like, "Oh well, this guy's pretty convincing. Sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
he probably knows."
Home home ownership is important.
I'm trying to resell it. I want to make it look really nice. I want to pave the driveway so all the burnouts are gone, and then just sell it and get out of here.
uh dude, scrubbing the Pandora Motorsports driveway after that like big burnout like fest that the
You
barbecue turned into.
scrubbed it?
We Yeah, with like brooms and shit.
Does that work? Can you take rubber off of asphalt with a broom?
So they made this like concoction that had like bleach and like something else, and dude, it worked pretty good. Like,
No way.
yeah, yeah, it took some fucking muscle, but I was surprised. I was like, all right, cool. You can like it starts to like lift the rubber off, and then you can like scrape the rubber off.
You gotta
I
send me
mean,
a
it doesn't
recipe
like
because I'm
yeah,
years deep on this driveway.
yeah. You're just doing fucking
I've lived here for
burnouts in the
6 years
driveways.
now. Yeah, every single event, doesn't matter what it is. The car goes on a trailer. It does at least like 3 donuts first. That's like the ritual. So I've
Yeah,
got like
you got to make sure it's good.
couple thousand donuts out there. Yeah. I've broken cars in the driveway though. So like sometimes you'll break like an axle or a diff in the driveway. It's no big deal. Chuck it back inside. So
Yeah,
like it's worked a couple times. But now it's just
yeah.
habit. And the Amish people
I
love it.
do.
Like my neighbors are Amish. They love it.
They love the donuts?
Oh, they're super into it. The guy's like 2 houses down. He's got a
Yeah.
buggy. He's young, so like you can tell the young buggies because they have extra reflectors. Dead serious. They mod out the reflectors. So if you have like two standard like 12-inch reflectors, that's an old dude. But this guy's got
Yeah.
like 12-inch reflectors plus a whole bunch of like 45-degree reflectors the whole way down. Like
Oh,
that's like some Fast
dude.
and Furious buggy. And then he popped in. He was asking about systems and stuff. He was like, "What do you run?" So I gave him a JBL. Had a JBL 12, like 12-inch sub I had laying around. 2 weeks
Yeah.
later, the dude comes by with like 4 batteries and a 12-inch sub, just bumping up the road and street glow. He's got purple street glow, a sub, and he listens like Kenny Chesney or like whatever country it is. And he goes
Yeah.
by every time. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, cool beaters, cool beaters." He calls my cars beaters, which is kind of offensive, but he's my buddy now.
Dude,
He
no
doesn't realize like
fucking
that's all my
way.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get you a video. He's pretty cool. He's
Oh,
a little bit old now though, because he's past 16 to 18. You're allowed to party and like just have fun. Is like their version of fun is going to Arby's and Walmart. There's like an Arby's next to a Walmart. They can like you can get like a get like some busted gross sandwich and then go to Walmart. They steal stuff. They steal like paint and weird shit. You can do that for fun, but once you're 18, you have to pick. You're gonna be English or you're gonna be Amish. So he's Amish now, so he took the street glow off, so he's not as cool.
oh, dude, how can you can't get rid of the glow on the fucking
He got rid of
buggy?
street glow.
Oh, that's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
I gotta get you a video. He's so
He
cool.
had s- he
He's a
had
little bit
subs
lame
in it.
now though. I think he's probably like married, has like 4 kids. Like they move fast. Like 16 is party, 18 you got a family and a farm. Like there's no play in between. Like you pick.
Damn.
And he's hardcore Amish now. He still has reflectors though, so I know it's him. These guys are pretty
Can't they
cool
like
though. They're
not
really
use
good at
electricity?
softball, by the way, or volleyball.
Wait, how do you know that? Volleyball?
Volleyball. They Amish. I guarantee Amish people can run any Olympic volleyball team in the world. Like they play volleyball all year long and hockey though,
What?
but they're so good at volleyball. Plus, they got like Amish build. Like their arms are just like they look like normal arms, but they're actually like hydraulics. If you get hit by an Amish person, it's like 3 tons of weight. They're so damn strong. So when they play volleyball and they play every single Sunday, 200 buggies just like all the way down the street, it's decked out. And they'll play volleyball
What?
all day long. They play like to finals. And I'm telling you, man, these guys are so good. Like they will. I
Do
gotta
you go
show you a
watch?
video because like yeah, they spike each other all the time. They play legit. Like they play like real deal volleyball, but they're wearing full like black suits. Like they got the
I was
hat,
gonna ask,
they
are
got
they
the
shirtless like
long
fucking
sleeve
Top
jacket.
Gun?
No, they're top to bottom all black, just wearing like these weird like Red Wing black boots. Like they're in the sand still. Like they're still just killing it. They jump like 5 feet tall. They smash this ball down. Like they're good. I'm telling you. People are sleeping on the
Damn.
Amish, but they will take over the
You're kind
Olympics
of
if they knew
selling it.
how to.
You're kind
I'll
of
send you a
selling it.
video.
You're
You
kind
gotta
of
come
like,
down.
oh, can I convert? Is it too late?
You can't. They're hardcore. You
You
have
gotta
to
be you gotta be born in.
basically by 12 years old, you have to be able to run your own farm. So if you have like at 12, if you have like multiple Kubotas, like 6 to 8 horses, a bunch of cows, maybe you can make it. But anything less, you're not Amish. You're just a poser. These guys are hardcore.
Damn,
Hmm.
that's fucking
I can't
crazy.
wait can't wait to send you videos. People
I
never
can't
believe
wait.
me, and then they come here.
Yeah.
People come here to buy parts. They're like, "Hey, I want to buy like that diff you have." They come here like, "Whoa, there's buggies everywhere." I'm like, "Oh, it's Sunday. Like you're in for a treat. Like it's volleyball day. These guys are going hard." And then it's right next door. It's 200 yards to my right. Like there's 3 different volleyball courts right next to us. And like they go in. They're good.
Dude, you just go over
They
and
don't
like
play anything
party.
else.
Yeah, just volleyball? How the fuck is that? Where does volleyball come from? Like
I
the
don't know.
gear.
I think it's because they use the same like arenas that they use for horse training. They have like these large circle sand
Ah,
pits they use for
interesting.
horse training. They wear the horses out. So like when they want to break a horse, they'll run them in circles. They run them in circles for hours since they break. But then they put a net up in the middle, and they're just like, "Where volleyball time?" So that's what they do.
Dude,
They do some hockey in
that's
winter, but hockey's like for fun. Volleyball's that's serious. That's like that's not for
damn.
fun. That's intense.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yep.
So like, aren't they not allowed to have like electricity and shit? How does he have subs and underglow?
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird law. So like full Amish are weird. They wear all white actually,
Yeah.
but then like the middle Amish are all black, and they have Mennonites. Mennonites have like electric. They have like tractors and trucks and stuff.
Mm.
So we're like the middle, all black, but they don't wear no electric. They use like propane lights. So even their volleyball stuff is all propane. They have like outdoor lights. They use windmills, and they'll use solar, so they can use batteries. Batteries are not evil apparently to them. But like anything off the grid is evil. So and they
Oh,
whenever you buy
interesting.
shit from them, they talk to you in Dutch. Like they kind of, I for
They do
sure
it on
know
purpose.
there's an English price and there's a Dutch price. So I'm like, I want to buy some nuts and bolts. They're like, oh, and then you go straight to Dutch. I'm like, well, all of a sudden it's $5, but the guy before me was like 250. Like, all right, it's fine. It's still cheap. They're nice though. They're super nice. I love the Amish people because like you get nice produce and like I get propane for
Oh
like
yeah.
20 cents a gallon. Like everything's super cheap out here.
Oh, that's cool.
They love burnouts, so like they're cool.
Yeah. What? They love burnouts?
They don't have much excitement. Like these people, I'm telling you, man, like 6 years old, 8 years old, they're working. Like they're actually
Yeah.
probably six is pretty late. Like they're working in a store, they're knitting clothes or churning butter, they're doing something at like 4 years old. These guys go straight to
Yeah.
work. So they see
Yeah.
somebody having fun, they're like, it blows their mind. So if I do donuts out here, you'll get a bunch of buggies in a line just watching. Like they're hype on it. They love it. Blows their mind.
That's so sick. And they're not addicted to social media, which is cool.
Yeah, they
You
don't
know?
have any. So like they don't
They don't have
understand drifting.
followers.
Yeah, they don't get
Yeah.
it. They don't have
They
phones.
don't
They have like
yeah.
landlines. So when I call the Amish place next door to ask if they have like whoopie pies or corn, you only have like a 3 hour window to call them. It's like other than that, no, they're not listening. Yeah, they have their own doctors. They didn't even know COVID happened. So guys next door to me, like,
What?
yeah,
What?
I went down there in like 2021, like a year after COVID, and I was buying. We always buy our produce and stuff like next door. Like they didn't know. They had no idea. The only reason they knew is because some of their other Amish people were selling masks. They were making like handmade masks and selling them. So they knew they could sell
Yeah.
masks. They didn't know why. They don't care. They don't get COVID. They're fine. They never got it. Or if they did, they didn't care. They still worked through it.
I don't know, you're kinda selling it for me.
Amish life, man. I told
Yeah.
very beginning of this
I
pod,
didn't
I said
un
I'm going off grid, right? It's because of the Amish. They got to figure it out.
yeah, you like decide yeah. I'm not mad at it. It sounds very doable.
Yeah,
Sounds now I, like, understand why they were like, "Yeah, this is the life. We're
that's
just gonna
it.
do this." Yeah.
Plus, they're all millionaires. They don't pay taxes, so that's a plus.
Are they really? What do they do with the money then?
I don't know. They buy. Well, the guys around us do run tractors. Most of them. So they have some pretty sick
Mm.
tractors, but they get paid a lot. They get paid a lot to not grow crops half the time because we have like too
Why?
much corn in the area or like too much like wheat or rye, whatever they're growing.
Oh, so
So
it's,
they'll
like,
get paid to like,
subsidized.
yeah, the government will pay them a ton of money to not grow crops, and they all have like firebirds and crazy stuff in their barns. They won't tell you, but you'll go to like every Amish farm. There's burnouts all through their driveway. Like they get it. They're cool. They're just smarter than us.
They're just like, "Oh, yeah, we don't do any of that stuff. We don't have
Yeah.
cars," and then they like, they'll
Whoops. Don't know where those burnouts came from. We're not paying taxes though. Like, yeah, in the back they got like a WS6 with a supercharger. Like, oh, whoa, I don't know where that came from. Yeah,
There's nothing better than a tax-free burnout, you know?
yeah, they're smart, man. I'm telling you, they're businessmen. They know what they're doing.
Hmm. Dude,
I don't
we're
know how
airing
we
out
got
the
down
Ami
this weird road, but
Yeah.
somehow.
This is why we've had to do this is why this podcast has needed to happen for so long.
We
That's
talked
why
about
everyone wants you on here.
drifting was like 5% of this whole pod. We went to like space and
Yeah.
aliens and Amish. They're probably
Yeah.
aliens.
All one in the same. Oh, dude.
They might be aliens.
Do you think if the aliens come and they see us and then they see the Amish, are they like, look at these dumbass motherfuckers. These are the ones that have like the Amish have it figured out. Like, look at
Yep.
all these other people like chasing
100%.
fucking their
I do. So
like
like,
if you came
okay,
if you
go ahead. Go ahead.
if you came from another planet, like what existence do you think you'd be like, they have it figured out?
I think they haven't figured out. So I know we're going down these crazy routes of the conspiracy stuff, but I think technology and stuff is bad, right? So it's, if you think about how they control, or what technology does is it makes us consume. Consume makes us feed money back into like big organizations. The Amish got it figured out. They're separated. They get all the money. They don't put any money back into the system. They don't buy anything. They just make money. So they are full income all the time. So I think they got it figured out. So
Hmm.
aliens are probably like, these guys aren't purchasing anything. They're just getting income and they're making tons of
Yeah.
it. So yeah,
And they're
I think they're good. And
self-sufficient.
also they don't have, there's no GMOs, there's no weird produce or nothing like that. It's all natural,
Yeah, they're
straight to them.
fully in
So
control of everything they consume. Oh, interesting.
yep. So I even do like, I'm not a doomsday prepper, but I do like some like mild preps because of the Amish. So like we have like a little storage area, so like we can survive for a couple of months. Like it's kind of ridiculous because people think it's kind of crazy, but then I look at the Amish and like they do it. I talk to them, they can stuff for like 6 months at a time. In case it's like a bad winter, I'm like, you know what? Probably good to keep like 2 months of food on hand. It's like, yeah, Amish
Yeah.
might be smarter than us. They might have it figured out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad
Maybe,
to prepare for stuff. There's
yeah,
like levels where it's insane, but like,
yeah.
I don't think like I'm
I'm
not
not
doing
putting
it.
like
I can't
containers
I
underground and like selling all my assets to like live like underground. But sure, 2 months of
yeah.
food. All right. Plus I have Amish neighbors, so I feel like that's an extra month or two.
Yeah, you'd be set. They'll just be like, yeah, Rich is all right. He's all right for a white man.
They probably hate me actually. Like, oh, that loud dude, that dude who like just always shoots in his yard and does burnouts. Like, no, 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 we're not giving him food. He's no whoopie pies for him.
Do they do like
You,
what's a whoopie pie?
I was gonna say, do you know what whoopie pie is? I keep saying the term. Whoopie pie is like staple Amish. So I don't know what it is actually. It's like a cookie, like a really fluffy like cookie on top and bottom, like a sandwich. And it's got like a
Mhm.
cream filling, but it's not like fluffernutter. It's not like cake. I don't know. It's like Amish.
It's just different.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. It's like a cookie pie. It's really good though. They make like chocolate chip or like oatmeal raisin or like peanut butter. It's an Amish thing. Whoopie pie is like their thing. It's like
Huh.
they're super calorie dense. I bet one whoopie pie is probably 1,000 calories. You can live on a whoopie pie a week. You're good to go. It's got everything you need.
I've learned so much from this podcast.
I
Do the Amish have
feel like,
guns?
oh yeah, they have
They
guns and they
do.
use them all year long. They don't have hunting rules. So I hunt.
Oh,
I don't know
interesting.
where we're going with the whole drifting pod, but like I hunt. I'm hunting
Nah,
tomorrow because
this is stuff I need to know.
tomorrow's my first day out because it's archery. Archery started like 2 weeks ago. I don't like shooting archery when it's warm out, so I'm going out tomorrow. But I can go in my yard. I've got a nice tree stand out there. The Amish though, they don't have rules, so they hunt archery or shotgun wherever they want. They shoot shit all year long, and they wait until like hunting season, and they just blast all the deer, all the geese before we get a chance because like agricultural, they can do whatever they want. It's
Yeah.
like 24 hours a day. They go out there, they got night vision and stuff. They're out there at night vision, like shooting out like coyotes and stuff. And it's like cheaters. It's not fair. I don't shoot coyotes, by the way. I don't shoot dogs,
Yeah.
but they do.
I wouldn't either.
No, I can't. They look at my dogs.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know how we
chased one
got
down
here,
on a
but
I chased one down on a scooter through San Francisco one time though. So I was trying to
a
take a picture
coyote?
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coyotes
Yeah.
are
They're all
wild,
over the
man.
city. Yeah. It was probably not the smartest thing I ever done. I was Well, anyway, I had a couple beers and was trying to
Yeah,
get a
but once you
video.
get close, like a coyote gets pretty ornery. They can they're not
Yeah,
friendly. They look really cute, but they're not that friendly.
I didn't get close enough to like fuck around and find out. I was just following it. uh, this fucking Amish have fucking night vision.
Yeah, they're no
What?
joke. So we have night vision
My
too.
life.
We all have
Yeah,
night vision in this area. So if you don't have night vision, you're not going to live the apocalypse in this area. But they have night vision, but they use it. They'll be out there shooting deer and stuff, pretending they're pests. They're like, oh well, they're on our crops, they're on our trees, so they'll take them out 2 a.m., which is kind of
damn.
annoying because they take all the good
Yeah.
deer. I feel
Mm.
super redneck as I'm saying all this.
It's
This
like,
is
hey
East
man,
Coast stuff. This is like Northeast. If
yeah,
you're in Northeast, this is we
that's
hunt,
life.
right? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
normal.
You were
I
saying
grew
that
up
you
hunting.
like you told me that you hunt and only eat food that you hunt and not like from or like if you eat meat, it's only from hunting and not from stores or anything, right?
Yeah, it's a deal. So my wife is vegan, so like we try to be healthy, and like I don't like store bought food because like it's kind of weird. So we try to grow some food, which we don't really grow much. So we either buy from the Amish but anything that's protein, you should catch or kill. So yeah, I try to hunt 2 deer a year. 2 deer is good for 2 people, and then fish I'll try to catch whatever I can, or she will just buy it because I feel like an asshole buying food, but buying
Yeah,
food's
sometimes.
bad. It's such terrible food. But yeah, we try to hunt or kill everything we can. I feel like a redneck as
Yeah.
I'm saying it all, but like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like I feel bad killing deer. Like I don't do it for fun. I don't enjoy it. I always say thank you. I'm like, thanks, buddy. Like, sorry. Thanks for the whole
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Try to put them down quick. Um, I practiced a lot of shooting. I've been shooting since I'm like 12 years old. I've been hunting, so that's kind of like normal out here. Like I've been doing
Mm.
it for 25 years almost hunting. So that's how I
Yeah.
get food every single year.
Yeah. That's
It's,
cool though. I mean, I don't know. I think it's like I think if you're like respectful and you're not out there just like I think there's like a big misconception of like hunting for hunting like people just assume people go hunting because they're like, yeah, fuck animals. Like I'm just gonna go shoot a bunch
Mhm.
of shit. But like if you're I don't know, if you're only like hunting what you can consume and you're doing that for you're saving like a ton of factory farming and all kinds of other stuff. Like
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I
been
don't
like
think there's
25
anything
years.
wrong with
I've been
that.
hunting since 12 years old, so I've been like hunting for 23 years. But in that time, I've
it's a different place for that kind of stuff though, honestly. Like the
Yeah,
where I live, it's pretty uncommon. Like there's not a lot of people like talking about guns or who have them. But then I don't know. I have like a lot of friends all over the place who do. So it's not that weird to me. I don't know. But yeah, you definitely
cool.
be like kind of alienated in this like part of the world.
That's why I couldn't do that. So same thing though. When you come out here, let me know. We can do some shooting here because like shooting's normal. I've been shooting since I was like 4. I feel like I've always been shooting.
I've shot guns before. It's fun.
Yeah,
I went like
it's
what's the one where they like fucking throw the like clay thing up and then you like shoot it
oh
with a
glaze.
shotgun?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
skeet. My dad's
Yeah.
a competition skeet shooter. He's got this badass like $7,500 Benelli. He's full board skeet competition shooter. So yeah, he like
Damn. I
they
wish
do
my dad
18
was a
hole golf course. He's sick with it. But yeah, he beats me every time.
I wish I was a fucking competition skeeter.
Skeet lord, just skeeting
Yeah.
on everybody.
Fucking skeet daddy.
Skeet skeets.
No, I did pretty good when I went though. I was like I missed a bunch of them, and then my friend's like, "Hey, this is how you aim," and he like taught me to like aim, and then so I was just like following him, and I think I did like
hmm
it was like some bachelor party shit, and I did like I think I tied for first or got first or something. I'm
it's
competitive,
mad.
man.
It's mad fun. It is. He
Shit's
has
fun.
like
I was like, they were talking a bunch of shit. They're like, "Oh, you guys from California, like you, blah blah." Or just like, yeah, fucking whatever, dude. Like we're here, and they're like,
you
"Bet y'all gonna
avocado
fu
eaters.
Yeah, bet one of y'all is gonna miss every single one." Like we fucking did hella good. Like I don't know. There's a lot of there's just some stigma about California that kind of sucks, but you know we
It
got
sucks
some
because
good
I
people
love
over here.
California. It's like as a landscape, California has it. Like it's the nicest place. Like I've been all over California. Like I love the landscape. Everything's cool. Like the weather's cool. The people are cool. Everything's cool. But the laws suck. Like it's not car friendly. It's
Yeah,
not gun friendly. So
no,
the Northeast is probably where I'm going to always stay, just because we're kind of free in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is like kind of wherever you want. Like we're in a good little spot. So yeah, it sucks. We don't have good weather,
yeah,
but we have good laws.
yeah. Don't talk too much about it because more of us Californians are gonna come out there and fucking. Well, you already own your house, so you're fine.
Come on out. House is for sale. You want to buy a house? I got a garage, house, some land. It's for sale, man. Buy it up. I will sell you the cars included, the tools, the truck, the trailer. I'll sell everything. Everything's got a price.
Everything's got a price,
I'm always trying to
and
sell
I get my
stuff.
3%. So don't forget it.
3% on top. You get commission on top. If you can sell this
Yeah,
whole kit and caboodle for $100 million, $1 million, I will leave the
yeah,
cars, tools, everything here. I'll walk out.
yeah,
You get 3%. That's a straight 30 grand for you.
yep. I was
Make a
doing that
deal.
math already. I was like, all
That's,
right, I'll take my 30 G's. Billionaires who are listening, just do
let's make
it.
it happen.
Like,
Come on.
yeah,
$1 million is
set
a
us both up.
steal,
That is actually a really good deal for and buying someone's
right?
entire life.
Yeah, there's a hope. There's 4 cars in here. There's 200
Yeah,
tires, an LS engine over here. Like it's a good deal, man. You're making money at this rate.
yeah. You're gonna
You
retire from
idiot.
drifting a millionaire, like the only one to ever do it.
Just buy more S chassis like an idiot. I actually have an eye on S chassis. I found an S15 up in Canada. I'm I'm hunting for it. I'm trying to sell something. Maybe wants a JZX. You want a chassis? You want a roller? You want a whole car running to go? Whew, that's it,
Everything's got a
man.
price, baby. All
600 to
right.
1,000
Well,
horsepower. That's it.
this is the longest JZX 100 ad ever.
Bang the line, right?
Yeah. All right, dude. Did we miss anything? Is there anything you want to
I
say
don't
to the
know. We got down
people?
a weird tangent. We covered drifting, we covered aliens, we covered Amish. I mean, what else is there? I
Yeah.
mean, that's one, two,
Uh,
three. That's the 3 basics of life. We got them
yeah.
all.
Yeah. We needed all of it.
Yeah.
JZXs, S
JZXs,
chassis,
that's drifting. S chassis is
buggies,
drifting. Buggies, we'll call into here Amish. We talk about aliens, extra dimensional beings. That,
whoopie pies,
that's
or
it.
whatever they're called.
Oh, whoopie pies. I'll put them back on pillar 2.
Yep.
I think we got all the basics. This is the worst pod. You're
Yeah,
going to get 0 views on this thing. I'm sorry for ruining your algorithm. I just fucked up your statistics. You're like, oh
it's
man, I was
okay,
killing
dude.
it. Kazuya had like such good reach, and then Rich came along and we got 15 views or listens, whatever you call them.
This is what the people want, dude. No one wants to hear you talk about fucking how whoever fucking bumped into you at whatever round. All right, like they want to hear about aliens and
Aliens,
fucking
Amish,
the
volleyball.
Amish. Yeah, Amish. You know what's fucked up is when you told me that I pictured the scene from like Top Gun, but like
Oh, I
they
can't
just
wait to
had
send you
like fuck.
pictures. You think I'm joking? Like they're so much
I,
better than
I
Olympic
I know
volleyball
that you're
people.
not lying to me. Uh,
Just picture a
I just
hand that was since 2 years old has been shoveling manure. That hand is like built for crushing a volleyball. It's like a leather glove, and they just man, they're good. I'm telling you,
we
it's
know
not a
how do we
joke.
organize the Amish verse like professional volleyball
Versus the
player
world.
like
I've been
tournament.
trying to because I want to bet on them. Like they're no joke. They can jump like 10 feet tall. I'm serious. You think I'm joking about this stuff too? They will jump over the net and they crush the ball. They flatten the ball out every single time. Their hands are like bricks. It's what happens when you work
I
since you're like
believe
an
you.
infant.
Yeah,
It's like Kingpin.
fucking.
You ever see Kingpin where they had that bowling
Oh,
guy?
dude, that movie's so good.
Yeah, imagine volleyball. That's what these guys are. But there's 100 of them all stacked, ready to go.
Yeah,
We gotta set up a team. All right, so we got 4
you should.
business deals. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check my notes. So we have West
you
Coast,
need like a
East Coast,
trap.
OnlyFans.
You need.
OnlyFans.
Yes,
We have Amish volleyball. Shit, I missed number 3. We had 4
Amish
plans.
volleyball. Okay, so here's my theory on, or here's my plan for the Amish volleyball. I
Hmm.
think we need to like bring them around like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Like
and
instead
just
of like
like have
hot
them like
sauce, it'll be
and
like
have them like
whoopie
yeah.
pie. Here comes whoopie pie. Like
Yeah. And just have them like scrimmage fucking like random volleyball teams like all over the US and just have them absolutely destroyed and wearing fucking Red
I
Wing
love it.
boots.
We get them like a party bus,
Uh
like skip them a loo,
oh dude.
and like
No. We're getting them a stretch fucking buggy, dude.
yes, yes. Oh shit, we got it.
Yeah.
All right, we have to close this before people take our idea. But we also get like
Yeah.
instead of like hot sauce, we get like could be like mayonnaise, something like super Amish, like corn sauce. We gotta work on this offline. Stop listening to this because I want to save these ideas. Copyright, trademark. Can you stamp it?
Yeah. I'd be like, hey dude, I can put this out whenever. We can
All right,
start
good.
this whole
Because
thing in motion before anyone hears it.
if somebody takes our ideas, man, and one, we're kind of like and two. Amish one.
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 The one mixtape.
Oh, I'm into it. We're gonna make millions. I can't wait to be rich. Finally, we got 4 ideas here. All right, so we got them all. I'm writing them all down. You think I'm joking, but
Yeah.
I'm actually taking notes here. Look at this thing.
Are you?
It's
No,
on the
you're
back of a
fucking
sticker.
not.
No, I'm dead serious. Look at this. I got notes on the back of a sticker. I'm trying to be rich.
Dude, fucking take a picture of that and like
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
send
post
it to
it
you.
when I post when I post the fucking
I'll send it
podcast,
to
it'll
you.
be like
They actually say action, and then it says who's responsible for the action. I put you're responsible for 2 of them. How much volleyball? I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
yeah, you know him. You got
All
it
right,
in.
yeah. I'll take the lead on that.
You gave the dude a subwoofer, so you just hand it off to JL, dude.
Dude, you get JL sponsorship from the Amish? Get some like
Oh,
solar powered or wind powered subs? I
oh,
think we got
dude.
something here. I might make this a 5th
Yeah.
action. Let me write this down real quick. Action JL.
Do they use
Got it.
solar power?
Yeah. Everything here is wind, solar, or propane. So
Mm.
propane's like dumb cheap.
Even your place? Or are you
No,
on
my
the
place is
grid?
like regular. I'm like English. I'm regular classic guy. But it's still
Mm.
really cheap. Like my house costs like $40 a month for electric.
What?
Which like the garage, the house, we have the house is probably like 4,000 square foot. The garage is probably 5,000 plus.
Hold up, your house is 4,000 square feet and it's $300,000.
Yeah, it's 6
Damn.
bedrooms, 2 kitchens, 4 bathrooms. That's like a normal house out here.
How big
Yeah.
is the garage? How many cars? Like how
The
many car
garage
garage?
it holds 6 cars. It's 4 bays, but it holds 6. You can put like cars on the ends.
Damn.
It's like I don't know if you can
I only could
see.
see 3 in the video.
So there's the bottom
Holy
end is all tires
shit.
and tools and fuel, and then over here is extra storage, pit bikes, fluids. Yeah,
Dude.
it's just
Yeah.
cheap out here, man. I'm telling you,
You
this
can't
is
you couldn't even buy like a fucking lot here.
East Coast, baby. 300 grand gets you like 5 acres and a shit ton of storage. It's stupid. You don't make much
Damn.
money out here. Our salaries are dumb.
Mm,
Come on out though. You'll be
I'll
between
come out.
me and Stoneback. We got the Front Street Boys up top. You guys will be right in the middle.
Yeah.
You're good.
Damn. All right. I'm on my way.
All right.
I'll be in the I'm going to jump in the buggy and mob.
All right. I'll get the volleyball court ready. I'm gonna start grading out the
Yeah.
sand.
Fuck yeah. I want to get like smoked by Amish at volleyball. Like just go try and play them.
It's not even
Just
worth it.
just to like just to get like hit by the ball, you know? Just to like fully experience it.
I might knock the soul out of you. I'm telling you. You think I'm joking? These guys are really good. I'm not kidding. They don't play other sports. They only play volleyball.
Damn.
Hmm.
I wonder if there's any other like weird offshoots of like people that are like really good at a sport that we don't know about.
I bet there are, but this area, volleyball's no joke. And I don't know if that's like East Coast, like this little like corner, like Lancaster area thing or not.
Or
Like,
all of them.
yeah, Ohio's got a big Amish community. Maybe they play. Maybe we get an Ohio versus Lancaster thing going. Let's
If
catch
you're
up. They
listening
like
to this and
meth
you're in
too. They make a
Ohio,
lot of meth. I don't know if that's like a
what's the
sport, but
Amish do?
yeah, they make a lot of meth. Yeah, yeah, they love drugs. They make a lot of weed, a lot of meth. Yeah. So in the middle of every
How
field,
I mean, I
every
guess how
giant
else do you run
cornfield,
yeah.
they always have weed in the middle, but that's like nobody cares. But then meth, they have these little bus stops because they don't use cars. They have English
Yeah.
people pick them up at these little bus stops. And then under the bus stops, like underground, are meth labs. So every once in a while, it's not that uncommon. You'll see like a bus stop on fire. You're like, oh well, the lab went up, and the cops are like,
Dude,
they put it out. They don't really care. Nobody gets in trouble because like,
the
who you gonna
fucking
blame?
Amish cook meth?
For sure, yeah, a lot, yeah.
My mind's fucking blown. I don't know.
But how
I
do you catch
can't.
them?
I don't
They don't have cell phones. They don't have like tracking. There's like
Yeah, how do you
some
wiretap the
random
Amish?
dude.
Oh my
Yeah, exactly.
god.
Yeah, some random dude had a meth lab in
Fucking
the
home
bus stop,
phones?
caught on fire, whatever. How do you blame somebody?
Yeah.
You're on a fingerprint in a lab on fire?
I
No.
okay, okay, I have so many fucking questions. How how do you decide whether you're like work in the meth lab Amish dude or work on the farm? Is it like if you like fucked up and you like can't run a farm but you're still Amish and they're like, well, we gotta have them do something.
I think it's the same dude. I think they're money hungry. They do. Amish are hustlers, man. They will sell you a quilt, chairs, whoopie pies, corn. They will run
Amphetamines.
their whole fields. They will sell you meth on top. They will beat you in a volleyball competition. They'll do it all. Like these dudes hustle. They make big money out here. Yeah.
Do you think they gamble on the volleyball?
I bet they do. I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh dude, that would be so fun.
I can't wait to send you photos because it's almost ice skating time.
They
When they start ice
fucking
skating, they
grow
freeze all
they
the
fucking
ponds.
cook meth?
Oh, they cook meth all the time. The meth is like their
Dude.
their number 3 trade. Yeah, it's right behind corn and volleyball.
They're like, "Well, we're not farming. Like, we got paid not to farm. Like, what should we do?" And they're like,
Meth it
"We
up.
cook meth." Who was the first one to suggest that in the Amish community?
I don't know. Did you ever see like there's like an Amish Mafia show like way back, like a couple years ago? That
No.
was in this area. That was like this, like 2 miles down the road from me. It was Amish Mafia, and like they'll do like weird shit. Like they'll like, oh, you're plowing my field, like that's my field. They'll like pop tires. They'll do like some Amish Mafia style stuff, but like not so much into the drug part. But when they do like Rumspringer, they get fucked up.
Yeah.
They get super hammered. They go to Arby's. They go to Walmart. They get hammered in Walmart. That's their thing. Let's get super fucked up on meth and drugs in Walmart. Like, just ride around tricycles and use shampoo. I don't know what they do. Weird
Dude, the
stuff.
Amish mafia, you come to me. You
Yeah,
come to
it's
me
weird.
on the day of my 16-year-old daughter's wedding.
I'm like, damn, I made whoopie pies today for your wedding. Like, yeah,
I don't
it's
know what
real
their
weird.
voice is, so I just did this shitty fucking
That's
Marlon
probably
Brando.
correct. Yeah, it's Dutch. Dutch is a weird thing to imitate.
Yeah, it is. What the fuck, dude? My mind's blown.
I'm
My
glad I
mind's fucking
introduced you to
blown.
Amish.
My mind's blown. It's the meth labs for me, dude.
I thought that everybody knew about that. Yeah, they have little bus
And I
stops,
had
and every once in a while the
no
bus stops will catch
fucking
on fire, and you're
idea.
like, well, the lab underneath caught on fire. That's like not even like that uncommon. It's like once a year we'll see like a bus stop catch on fire. We're like, probably a lab underneath. It's no big deal. They just like put it out, and like 20 feet later they put another lab in.
That's
Amish are
insane.
wild.
I'm fucking my mind's blown. I don't know.
They run this
I don't know
place.
how to I don't know how to like go on with my day now knowing all this.
We don't even have like full time cops here. They're temporary cops. They're done. They run from like 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. They're done. They're off. So when the cops are done, the Amish rule. It's like 9 p.m. on. There's no cops here. It's just
Yeah,
Amish.
they're just cooking meth and fucking
Yeah, just doing whatever they want to do.
sh-
Doing
shooting
Amish
guns
shit.
at 2 a.m. with fucking night
Exactly.
vision. Dude, uh dude, give me a buggy. I'm in, dude.
Yeah,
So,
the Amish got to figure it out. I'm telling you,
yeah.
we're fucking up. They got to figure it out.
All right. I need to like reevaluate my life right now.
Yeah, this got really weird. We got. Do we talk about drifting at all? Whatever. That was like the first
We
10
did.
minutes. The
Yeah,
rest was
no, we
better.
did.
Yeah.
We did. Uh fuck, dude. I think we covered everything important.
I think we got it. They were good.
Yeah.
We got the important
I'm
bits right.
yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I got the action list for you. I'll send you a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. All right, we're gonna get to work. All right. All right, everybody. We have work to do. We gotta start the Amish Harlem Globetrotter volleyball team like ASAP.
Yeah, thanks
So
everyone. We're about to be millionaires.
yeah, yeah. Buy his house, give me money, give him money.
Buy meth,
We're
buy
trying
whoopie pies.
yeah, we're trying to drift to Japan, and this is the only way we can do it. So
Perfect.
all right, guys. See ya.
Bye.